FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You are listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome, friends, to the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. My name is Timothy Michael McKernan. Jackson Burkett is in the studio today, filling in for the vacationing Douglas Elvin Vaughn. Kenneth Iggy Strode is on my left. The Plowhawk is directly in front of me. And KG in O-Town is in the Fox C6 Seckman Rockwood School District Studios. I believe that's... I don't have it in the prompter. That's right. That is right.
Yeah, prompter just updated.
KG in O-Town, good morning. Hello again, everybody.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody.
Nurse? Has anybody seen my nurse?
Morning, Tim.
Thank you.
Hello.
What's good? I really wouldn't advise breaking a microphone.
It's not moving.
It seemed like it was moving as you violently...
Well, it was caught on something, I think.
Shrub?
No, wire.
Is KG in, or is he... I saw him. I talked to the man before the...
Hello.
There he is.
Hi, KG.
Hi, guys.
Were you out tending to...
No, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I'm wondering if my mic wasn't turned on.
It was on. If you noticed, I didn't make any sudden movement toward the mic.
Can verify.
On camera.
Okay, well, I've been here. Been saying hello. Happy Friday.
No, happy Friday to you and yours. Friends, you are welcome to get involved by calling in the Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-900-4TMA. You're also welcome to text in to the Jeff Lotman Compass Realty text inbox, and that is 314-881-TMA5, and email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And compete with what is up for snatch grabs this month. Shooter McGavin and the JV golf coach tied at 2 wins apiece. And see if you can maybe, win, surprisingly, like Bobby Sue did last week to even things up. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. Online at designairservice.com is where you're going to find Seth Goldcamp, who has been working on my home and Doug Vaughn's home and Kenny Strode's home as well here over the last few months. It's designairservice.com. Get your air conditioning tuned up for the warm weather months. And Iggy, how do you do? Tomorrow, temperatures in the 80s, and I don't think there's any looking back.
Yeah, I think we're done with getting up in the morning, and it's low 40s. I think this weekend it all starts. I got my hummingbird feeder up yesterday.
Yeah, that's always the sign.
That is a sign. When I put the hummingbird feeder up, people know it's spring and warm weather's coming. And
The people do.
People, they come from far and wide. It's like the end of Field of Dreams.
well, they drive by and they say, "It's up, it's up. Spring's here." Iggy's hummingbird feeder's up. Then I won't get a hummingbird probably till June, but yeah, in the 80s, and then we may. I think one day we're going to be high 60s, beginning of next week. But after that, or the end of next week. But then we're 70s, 80s.
There you go. So your air conditioning is going to be on. Get it tuned up. DesignAirService.com with Seth Goldcamp, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. It's Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling. Munganast is the sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. You can work with Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganast, and Ryan Seiberg in the service department. Had my wife's car. I guess, I don't know what the right term is when you get your battery recharged. Maybe it's just you get your battery recharged.
I think you nailed it right there.
Yeah, no, I shipped it, and I'm excited about it. It's Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling sponsor of the email of the day, Munganess sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour, and the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Jackson, the players are on the course already this morning at Augusta National, including Tiger Woods, as they complete their first rounds. But how do things look between Iggy and Doug for the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown?
Yeah, so I was looking at this yesterday. I watched a lot of the Masters yesterday, like deep into the evening. I was watching the Masties, so I was keeping updated on the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Iggy, right at the moment, is having some issues.
Oh, no.
Well, one player.
Who's the player?
Hideki.
Matsuyama's for
I've got a lot of Matsuyama. What did he finish at?
+4.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so Iggy's collective, his all 6 players, he is 4 over par when you combine everybody. So that is currently the issue. Henley +1, Lowry even, Cam Smith -1. He's got the best chance. Xander even. Doug, on the other hand, is kind of has a couple players right now.
Oh, Bill.
He's got Bryson, obviously, in first place all by himself. Joaquin Neiman, who's -2, and Pavon, who's also -2.
I like the Pavon play. I have some Pavon myself. I actually bet on Pavon. I don't think he'll win, but you know.
His only issue is Sammy B. Sammy Burns is +3.
What is the deal with Sam Burns in the majors?
Wyndham Clark +1.
Oh, he finished at +1?
Mm-hmm.
Christ, I thought he was like 3 under.
+1 for Wyndham. So Doug is currently cashing $20.
What was the entry fee for
10.
this? Oh, he went millionaire?
Yeah, millionaire maker.
So only 450,000 rosters to beat?
I think it's just playing the odds game.
That's right. This is the smart thing to do.
Who's the sixth player?
What's up? Russell Henley. You guys both have. So you're playing
how do you
505. He's 1 over.
I thought he dropped Henley.
No, he dropped Cam Smith
Oh, okay.
for Joaquin.
Tiger out on the golf course and bogeyed his first hole this morning, so he is now even par. I was listening to it on my way here to the studios. He had 120 yards in from the middle of the fairway on 14, and he chunked it. Perhaps a tribute to the Fan Page Club Championship. The Hawk is already up at Augusta National, even though it's just 8 o'clock. It's expected to be up here in St. Louis, as a matter of fact, too. And Max Homa, who is playing in Tiger's group, blew his shot about 15 yards over the green. Played a 185 shot for a 190-yard approach because of the wind that was helping, and then they went about 10, 15 yards past the green. Point being, for those of you who plan on watching the Masters today, I think you are going to see some semblance of carnage because the greens will be a little firmer than yesterday and the wind is going to be more aggressive. At least it's forecast to be. Who knows what will wind up happening. And if that is the case, you will likely see carnage. That also, I think, benefits Scotty Scheffler, who I guess, I don't know, part of me wouldn't mind seeing him win and become a new Tiger kind of character, even though I don't think it'll carry the cachet of Tiger. But I'd like to see a more competitive Masters. As things stand right now, if I had to wager, I would take Scotty Scheffler and I would lay 3.5 strokes to the field. I just think he's that dominant. By the way, I hope I'm wrong. So hopefully people can play this clip and say, look, Tim was wrong, and then get likes.
Let me ask you.
I
Jim,
apologize.
You may know. But when they don't finish a round and there's still players out there, obviously they can't go out and at night and roll every green and change all the pins. They got to leave it as was before they finish the round. How do they do that? Do they go and roll the greens of the holes that are done and then wait till they get off a next hole and then wait for the guys behind them to the last group to play and then roll those greens and then change the pin placements?
Yeah, I would bet. I guess the last group finished 11 yesterday, so the first 10 holes they roll and change the pins, and then as the groups get off, they change it, and they wait 30 minutes, and the morning guys tee off.
I was just curious. I heard it might have been Strange, and he would know. I mean, he's been out there forever, but he said, I'd wait tomorrow and make that putt when the greens are nice and smooth. Well, they don't roll the greens. You can't roll the greens. They got to play how everybody else played it.
I see Jason Day's trending because of his attire this morning,
my God.
and I'm in a group text with a bunch of guys who are texting about it, so I finally have gone and looked. Yeah, that's Iggy here is what he is.
Yeah.
You already said it?
Jackson,
have you seen it?
Jackson posted something yesterday, and I said, he looks like he's wearing garbage bags.
Oh, you did a little social media?
I said
Look at
yesterday. I know.
Look at you.
I saw it.
You're losing money somewhere?
No, I saw it. Well, Tiger was teeing off, and obviously I was fired up to watch Tiger, and then Jason Day steps up in his mall. I was like, are those rain pants? And then there was a belt around it. I was like, oh, that's what he's rocking.
He's been wearing baggy crap this year, but yeah.
Yeah, because he dropped Nike and went with Malbon, who does kind of, they're like hipster golf is how I would describe it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
for heavier people?
No, it's baggy pants are in general, if you're talking streetwear.
Baggy pants, one thing, but whatever this is something else.
Yeah, this Malbon, some of their stuff is kind of cool. This is not. But I posted the picture of Tracy McGrady when he had a really bad suit on, doing inside the NBA or something, where his pants are so baggy they look like PJ pants. And so I posted that because that's what he looked like. That baggy stuff is not for me personally.
No, I saw 3 posts. Yours and 2 other people posted his pants, and then there were comments. People posted a picture of me in my pants because people think some of my pants are kind of baggy.
This is a new level of baggy that J-Day was wearing.
Tim, how is Scheffler like Tiger when he has one major win? Let's relax. I don't know if we can play the audio. I don't think I said he is like Tiger. I said the domination of his game right now could be something similar to what we saw with Tiger, but he has less cachet because Tiger had a little bit more flair and certainly brought more people to the table than Scottie Scheffler would. But as far, I get into the nerd numbers on it. It's the shot dispersion. He hits the ball in such a tight shot dispersion that he has an advantage even on other guys in the top 10 in the world. It's otherworldly. As far as his ability right now at this moment, in particular with his irons, to do what he does. And so it's kind of boring. And I notice even with you follow golf as closely as you do, and you guys, I think, are surprised to hear me talk about Scheffler like this. I was kind of happy to see. I don't really care for Bryson, even though Jay Delsing. I think I said it on Balloon Party. Jay Delsing, when we were in this auction on Masters players on Wednesday night, and I was asking him a question on Cam Young, whether or not he hits it right to left or left to right, because we were debating whether or not to buy him. And he starts telling me how much he likes Bryson and how Bryson's going to win a Masters. And I'm like, okay, well, Bryson's already off the board, and I don't even know if we would have taken him anyway. And then sure enough, Bryson leads. But then Scheffler just like no bogeys, just a workman-like, borderline boring 6 under. Yeah. And Scotty, is also kind of I think he's a very kind, down-to-earth guy, but he's not a flashy guy. He's just dominant. And usually when somebody's that dominant, there's some flair about it. It's just kind of boring. Yeah. But it's so good. That's why I think that again, you have conditions this afternoon that could lead to all hell breaking loose. He got a break yesterday when he was in the creek, but it stayed up, and then he wound up birdieing the hole on, I think, 13. So, who knows when you have wind on a golf course like this, all hell could break loose.
That's the problem with golf now is that, Tiger was so watched by everybody, and now that he's going to play 4 times this year, probably the majors, that's it. There really isn't a personality out there. I mean, you got Terrell Hatton, who is fiery and fun to watch, but, he doesn't win a lot on this tour. There really isn't a personality out there. You know what I mean? They're all kind of just robots and kind of boring. Max Homa, love the guy. Boring as hell.
Oh, I don't think Max Homa's boring at all.
I love that. Really? Max Homa on Twitter. I
don't care about Twitter.
On the course?
He's an entertaining character.
Yeah, I still think golf-wise he's boring.
All right, well, respectfully disagree. Jackson's engagement farming and leaving coworkers out of specials. Quite the heel turn this week. That's from Gary Pinkel's cell phone etiquette. Jackson, do you feel like there was a heel turn?
I don't think.
Are you engagement farming?
I don't think. I just thought, it looked like Tracy McGrady in the big baggy pants.
Was this a Twitter post or was this?
I just tweeted it out. And nice. People can tweet stuff and it not be engagement farming. Not all of Twitter's engagement.
I thought it was funny.
Thank you, Iggs. And I put my hand up, and that is on me on leaving Iggy out of the special yesterday. It's 100% on me, and I apologize.
Do you feel like it's on Jackson, Iggy?
It's 100%.
I think he's covering for...
No. I promise you I'm not. I promise you. Because he legitimately asked me, should I text Iggy? I probably should text Iggy. I was like, I don't think he's going to want to do it. Just don't worry about it. And that's on me. Why would you just not send a text, Jackson? Dumb. So that's on me, 100%.
How did the bracket reveal program go yesterday?
Well, it went strong.
Yeah?
It went strong. It was smooth. Everything went smoothly.
It was you, the Plowhawk, and KG and O-Town.
Yeah, Plowsy
and
was
you
dressed
drew
in
numbers for the upcoming J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship, which is 16 days away. And I think tickets are available on Ticketmaster for those who would like to take their families out on that Sunday morning and watch me take on the Pope, a grudge match. Iggy take on Mr. Licks will be in the same pairing, and Iggy is getting up, and there is the bracket. I have not seen the bracket yet, so here it is. Wow, what wonderful penmanship.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Who
that
did
looks
that?
really
KG.
good.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's me.
KG and O-Town, you have glorious penmanship.
Stunning.
That's a decade plus in the education system. I've always prided myself on good penmanship.
I mean, with
I
that...
may masturbate to that handwriting. I don't know.
And Sharpie and marker
I might. I don't know. Ella Reese is a brunette now. I think I like it, but if not, I'm just going to use this handwriting.
This view that I have of the back of this thing.
Not only
Is
that,
it a good
but
view?
cutting off the camera.
It's a monster.
Oh, nice. You cut off the camera.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
See how they like it, the YouTube chat. I bet they'll be high on
now
that.
it's reverberating. The camera's reverberating.
Tiny Peepee liked it, said,
that's
couldn't agree more,
right
terrific
on it.
stuff. I don't know what he likes, but I guess maybe it's Iggy blocking the camera.
Do you want me to leave it there or not?
I wouldn't.
Tiny Peepee, you run things. So.
Well, who are you
All
showing
right,
it
so I'm
to?
playing the Pope, and then in the second round, is this up on, I guess, the fan page probably, since it's the fan page tournament?
Not yet. I've got some posts ready to go, but they'll be going up here in a bit.
Am I stepping on a reveal? I apologize.
Oh,
if you
no,
guys
no. We went live
No, we did the
yesterday. It's
reveal,
all
yeah,
public
yeah.
information, so.
Flip Wilson, who I think is the Pope's caddy. Does anybody know that?
Alan Dadeville.
I get them confused, as you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So Alan Dadeville's the Pope's caddy?
That's
All right. And then, well-dressed Tony,
Yeah,
a
hell of
Hubbard
matchup.
employee.
Yep.
That's who I would play if I were to be so fortunate is to get past the Pope. And then Danity Stack. I don't know the next gentleman. How do you pronounce that name? Anybody know Paul?
Oh,
Valanche.
Bruce
Paul Valanche?
Valanche.
Bruce
Yeah,
Valanche?
we did
Yeah,
a Bruce
Bruce
Valanche.
Valanche.
Paul,
thing.
weren't you a Bruce Valanche guy?
Love them. Hollywood Squares, baby. Like, I have such great, vivid memories as like a 10, 11-year-old kid watching Bruce Valanche. Center Square, baby.
I don't know Christian Stein.
Good guy.
And I've met Jace Keister. If memory serves, he's a pretty good player. And the bracket has fallen. It's back. Jakey, big mistakey.
Yeah.
Playing Gee.
Someone
Like I
sent,
said, you have a tough little bracket there.
someone sent in a picture of them watching on YouTube, and this is what it looks like. It's just a white piece of paper. It was like we're white balancing the camera.
Look at Cletus is in the same bracket as Guy.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
a big topic yesterday. We could be staring down the barrel of a father-son matchup.
And the Heck Boys in another bracket are in the same bracket.
Chris X, a bomber.
Yeah, and Andy, no joke, too.
Mr.
brother.
Smith taking on PGA Pro Dan. I think Brett Hidden, if memory serves, from last year. I think he's a pretty good player.
two something?
Oh, is that right? He's a real good player. Playing Cletus in the first round, and I don't know Walt Edmonds or Drew Walters. I don't believe. If I do, I apologize. They just don't ring a bell. So there's the bracket. So there's some guys who can play. I mean, Guy's a hell of a player, and Brett Hidden, I believe, is as you were saying, is a 2.
Take a look at that top right, Tim. Look at that. Look at what we could have in the second round.
Iggy, Mr. Licks in the top right, and then KG and O-Town and Chairman Steve in the second round?
So
Are you
Iggy-
kidding me? This committee's unbelievable.
Iggy gonna get back-to-back grudge matches, whoever wins.
Yep.
That had to be fixed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that one was fixed. That's
Now, when
the
you say it
one
was
that we put
fixed,
in.
does that just mean you guys decided to
We
do it?
decided
or-
to put that matchup was already set. We decided to put it in that
Okay, because you were
particular
drawing
side.
like little lottery balls.
Yeah, out of the yep.
But you decided to do that. I love what the committee did there.
Yeah,
Iggy,
it was a good one.
how do you feel that if you can get past Mr. Licks, you're going to have to face one of KG and O-Town or Chairman Steve?
Two guys you've beaten before, by the way.
Two guys with a presence on this show.
That's good.
Yeah, but I'd like to have a little bit of fun if I make it to the 2 rounds.
You got to
Well,
win
hey.
that first one first.
Yeah, you gotta get through the first. You can't look forward.
I'm not looking forward, but if I do, I mean, that's the whole point of this. If I win,
Coaches John and Dean Ellis not happy with the YouTube broadcast and say, stupid.
I have to say,
These are the
like,
guys
just
that were the
blocking
alternates who
camera.
could not get in.
all I'm doing is blocking me. Who cares?
So it is just while I'm looking at the YouTube.
Yeah,
right
it's
now,
ridiculous. Like, look at that.
This is like
Manute Bowl Eligible has one of the best texts I've seen. in a
Oh,
while.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I can. Let's
Are
see.
you done with this? I can put it down.
Sure. White is the new orange.
Title of the segment.
Darren, what time are we playing? And please tell me we're paired with Doug. Who'd Doug wind up? That's Todd Reese.
Random dude.
Name
Jim
right
Holly.
Jim Haley?
Jim Haley.
there? Haley's Comet, they call
Yeah,
him.
Haley's comment. Yeah. He'll come.
Todd, I'd like to, if we're not going first, I'd like to go last. So what time balls in the air? 10:30, 11:30?
11:30.
11:30. I'd like to do 12:15, probably about the time, right?
This ain't DJ Plowsy, okay?
No, and I don't care about any if we're doing random time, but I didn't know where the quote unquote feature groups were.
No, I'll take care of you.
Were resting. Okay. I just didn't want to be directly in the middle of 30 golfers in front and 30 golfers behind.
Did we come up with rules yet as far as are we rolling it in the fairway, down on the rough, no breakfast ball, those kind of things?
Yes, sir. You just hit all of them.
Okay, so we are rolling in the fairway.
Yep.
Not in the rough.
Correct.
Okay. And no mulligans.
No mulligans.
Wow, this commissioner, the chairman, what is it? Chairman
Kurt.
Commissioner Kurt.
Oh, really?
I don't want to take anything away from Steve or Chairman Ridley.
Yeah,
I'll
Chairman
go
Ridley.
Commissioner.
I love that Rich Lerner, who's like a 65-year-old, kind of the Jim Nance, the Golf Channel, addresses him as Chairman Ridley, as if you're talking to a president or something along those lines. All right. right, well, there it is. And the bracket will be up on the TMA fan page and the Instagram account and the whole shooting match.
Yep.
You got it.
Wonderful. God bless America. And the program went smoothly, boys?
Yeah, I would say so. We were all dressed up to the nines.
Nice.
Plowsy had a wonderful little vest tie combo. He looked outstanding. Loves it, but he didn't. But the hat stayed on. I liked that.
Didn't have a haircut, had little hat hair, so I felt the need
I
to just
think
leave it on.
You look great, and yeah, it was firing on all cylinders. We didn't go too long with it. You don't want
How
to.
long was the show?
40 minutes, I think.
I think that's the right amount of
I
time.
think that's right.
10 minutes on each region.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a selection Sunday, and so I think it went well. Yeah. I really did.
That bracket show is horrible. Anything that anything that has KG is not good. Dirty Chewbacca KG. Now you know you're a part of the show.
Yeah.
That's kind of Dirty Chewbacca's bag.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he's very anti-KG.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Bingo.
That's, I believe, who said that? That was the head coach of the Jets.
Robert Saleh.
That's in the Hard Knocks.
Rico.
They did a great job, went smoothly, and they had the handicaps at the ready. Plus, I like the dressed up look. That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood, so there's an endorsement.
Yeah, KG did all the prep work for it, made it very easy for Plowsy and I.
It's really nice to have someone running with a brain running the Fan Page Club Championship. Ken should be taking notes. That's from Harrison's brother, Master. And once again, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
I got too many.
Super pop.
You really popping,
Yeah, for real.
Dirty Chewbacca is Iggy's burner account. That's from former Fan Page moderator Neil Allen. Greg Buckhead, are you sending in texts
I can
Dirty
find-
Chewbacca?
You see me right here. The only time I'm on my phone trying to get to the Masters, I don't know what's going on with this.
No, he's not. I can see the phone number.
It says, follow golfer. Type in Tiger. 15th hole, nobody on 15. Yeah, there are.
Uh-oh.
But it does say Dirty Chewbacca, I love Iggy. I want him to breed me. I want to make out with
Pause
Iggy
before.
under the eclipse. I wish people would stop bashing Iggy. Leave Iggy alone.
Well, so if you're a huge fan of Iggy, then there's a good chance you're not a fan of KG and O-Town.
Yeah.
Right.
KG and O-Town, now that you're starting to experience that which all of us on the show, including going back to producer Joe and Martin and the cat, probably never Stedman, but that was part of his vow of silence that he took in the mountains of the Orient. You're getting hatred, and that's, you're private citizen one year, and the next thing you know, now you're getting to experience the joy of social media and being on a show with at least 15, 16 people listening.
Yeah, and it took a little getting used to, but I've become callous to it at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, that's bold to say you're callous to it, because all they're going to do is ratchet their games up.
How many bad texts does he get? Not many.
There's a handful. I see him back here,
They come in.
What's the ratio of the hatred?
You want me to break it down by member?
Yeah, I mean, for every 1 KG hate text, I would say there's 8 Iggy hate texts.
Yeah, I was
So that might be low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Yeah. Depends on the segment and what we're doing.
That is true.
There's times where spikes happen.
Spikes.
Oh yeah. There's
Yeah, when I'm talking.
That is 1,000% Iggy's burner. That's Steven time. So there really is a belief that Dirty Chewbacca is Iggy?
I don't even know how to do a burner.
Oh, I believe. Yeah, there's no way I could
I'd like to see the
Iggy having a
attempt. I think
brother.
that'd be fun. That'd be like a
How do
fun
you do
little-
it? Just make up a name?
Well, yeah, you would just text in and ask for a
But I would need another phone.
right, unless you're banking on me not knowing your
I
phone.
can barely afford this one.
He's tried that
I'm
before.
going to go get a new phone for a
Was
burner.
that the Lana Rhodes criticism?
Text, yeah, that's
Who's
why.
that on the text line?
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time.
Oh, that was just a picture I posted of her. And
Yeah, but you tried to play it off like it wasn't you.
well, I mean, it was my number.
Correct.
So if Tim knows it's my number, he knows it's me.
I do know I happen to know your number, but I didn't know it initially. I'm like, this number looks familiar, and then I go, Iggy's at your number.
I kept telling you, oh, look at that, look at that. Tim,
Yes,
look at that.
that's
Tim,
right.
look at
And
that.
you said it
How about
wasn't
that
at
there? Look
first.
at that.
You said it wasn't at first, Iggy? That's what KG and O-Town's saying.
Yeah, I recreated that in a TikTok, so I got the audio in my head. Iggy, this is your number. He goes, no, it isn't.
I don't think I said no, it isn't, because he's looking right at it.
Look at this, look at that.
That 800.
Buck's also about to send in the audio.
Either way, it's just.
Oh yeah, he is. He probably already has it saved.
KG is a great full-time addition to the show. That's from the 314. KG makes my boy part swell. That's from the 573. I'm not Iggy, but he is hot. That's from Dirty Chewbacca. I
That's
love KG.
Cletus. This is Cletus.
You think-
Dirty Chewbacca.
No,
Cletus,
no
right?
shot. That guy.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so
I'd like
either.
to know who that is, though. He seems to love me.
Cletus was very confused on how to watch the bracket show. I said it'll be on YouTube. He goes, "What's that?" I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I'll have Gee set it up." So there you go.
I love KG. That's from War Gerbil. Did Tim ever find out that KG is Blueberry Pop Pop? Jackson told me that during a commercial break on Balloon Party. Whenever I still am.
That's crazy.
Because you liked Blueberry Pop Pop's emails, Iggy.
They were good emails.
Right.
I mean, so what?
I mean, I
don't dislike
Did anybody
KG.
else know that there was KG in O-Town?
I don't
No.
dislike KG.
You revealed it whenever, like last week.
Yeah, but I didn't know about it until you told me on a commercial break, I
Yeah,
think, on
Tuesday.
Balloon Party.
Yeah.
Would you
What
be
in the hell?
Would you be shocked if all of a sudden we found out that JV golf coach was Jackson?
Well,
I
I've
bet
met
you-
the JV golf coach.
I know, but let's just say somebody who texts in, emails in a lot.
I mean, I know that there's burners, but Blueberry Pop Pop's emails. I mean, he went on a run that I don't know if will ever be challenged again. You know?
Yeah, that was, and it was a good time to reveal stuff, KG, after the 14 pop win. That's crazy. Before I became a producer, I'd send in the occasional email.
No, what was your text name?
Email
Your name.
Sassy Batman. I was in a junior in high school in study hall sending in emails to the show.
Good for you. like all of your classmates.
Did they ever get read?
One time it got read. Chuckles Marlowe liked it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he was giggling.
You 1,000% dislike KG. Pout Pout Leaf Pile. That's from the bastard James Hahn.
What do you know about me?
Clip that off. Let's see. KG is the best thing to ever happen to this show. Gates worth the pork rind.
I appreciate the love, but that's a little strong.
Yeah, I would. I mean, all due respect, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but certainly social media-wise, outstanding work. And the Blueberry Pop Pop thing.
Crazy.
Did anybody know other than you?
No,
I haven't had a chance to talk to you about this.
no, I forget what day it was last week or whatever week that was, but no one knew until I came in and told Jesse and pulled up the email account on my phone, and that was when I got it off my boy chest.
But Blueberry Pop Pop's been emailing into the show for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day for a few years, I feel like.
Correct. I said I went into my sent folder in that email account, and the first one was February of 19.
Wow.
Wow.
5 years.
That predates you.
Oh, yeah.
So you outed yourself because you set a record of 15 wins and wanted everybody to make sure it was you?
Yeah, I'm an attention whore.
Well, I'm just asking why, after 4 years, you decided to out yourself now.
I couldn't keep up that pace, and it just felt like a good time to step out of the shadows.
Yeah, good things can't last forever.
There it is.
Wanted to go out on top.
Let's see here. Pale Sassy Batman. Copyright that now. You were the Pale Sassy Batman? That's from the Recovering Alcoholic. You were the Sassy Batman.
I was just sassy. That was
There's no pale.
Yeah. That was that.
Mr. Siders says he knew about Pop Pop. You and Mr. Siders have a rapport?
Not particularly.
Is that accurate?
I don't know how that would have been the case, but
And Jackson, that's your opponent in the first round.
He's very critical of the 7-iron.
I feel like you have a quiet confidence about you that you're going to skull F Mr. Siders.
I like Gateway. It's a course that I think plays better than me. I like the bent grass. I like the flat terrain. I think it's better for me.
You're a Florida golfer guy.
Yeah, I did play my best golf ever in Florida.
See, there you go.
But that was because I got to play in the winter. You don't have to stop.
KG chimes in with nothing of value and has the worst radio voice to hit the HD2 airwaves. That's from William Howard Tuft.
Wow, a lot of history on those HD2 airwaves. That's
right.
So that's a damning comment.
They're going to come now, KG in O-Town, because you said they don't get to you.
He's calloused.
yep.
Dallas.
Bring
Right,
it.
Faze?
I told KG I love it because on the fan page they know if they come out the bowl they're about to get the horns. You better be shaking a big ass red comforter in front of me, man, because I'm coming after you. So now I think people think twice about poking shots. Had to go after Bearcat this morning. Didn't want to, but needed to for the good of the people.
When did you go? Like, you went after Bearcats on the fan page?
Yeah, I just had to comment on something stupid he said.
Okay, what happened?
I already forgot the conversation.
There's many to choose from with that.
Bearcats a spouting, and I had to turn that faucet off. There's
right.
just a leak in the sink, and just had to get under there and tighten it up.
Let's see what we got here. What's going on? There's a picture of Brian Henshins posted a picture of the board from the bracket.
Good.
There's Jason Day. Remember when some folks were on the radio dragging the Cardinals for not putting a guy that had never played AAA ball in his life on the 40-man because he had some exciting plays in spring training? Yeah, me too. Good times. Plowhawk, you then responded, yes, the silent majority who didn't have a single opinion on the matter is playing the game of hindsight for people who actually had an opinion on said topic. Riveting. Bearcats responded, who said I didn't have an opinion? Also, it wasn't just you. There you go.
Yeah, that was a shot at me because I kept wanting him on the thing.
You're more of a Trevor Bauer guy, if memory.
Yeah, but I wanted Victor Scott. I actually tweeted out, I said, yeah, we have 2 outfielders hurt. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, who wants a guy?
I absolutely want a Victor Scott. I was hoping we'd have Vince Coleman. And part of the deal is you're going to be wrong. Would you rather have people lie to be safe,
or not say anything? Like, what do you want?
That's why I just find the whole thing. They said like, hey, remember when I just started that kind of stuff? Boring. So, it's like when people like get into, hey, nobody's saying it, but the Caitlin Clark thing's about race. Oh, you don't say? Wow, how brave! You're a controversial host. Enjoy your $25K a year. F off.
Engagement farming. I'm good at it. But, Bearcats, sometimes you just have to go after them just to keep them humble, Sometimes they get too big of a head.
That's what it is. You think Bearcats has gotten too arrogant because he won the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month?
I'm actually a fan of Bearcats, I'll be honest. And when I'm downtown, I always would text him. He's my boy. But sometimes, regardless of who you are, need to be set in
I think
place.
It's more so that people think that they can just talk and that you aren't seeing it, but you're reminding them that, hey, I got eyeballs.
I got a lot of free time in my day. I'm going to tell you, I don't mind bouncing off a couple
You have
comments.
time. You have time for this. Yeah.
Iggy, has the Masters app started to work for you because ESPN.com's not updating scores either? I don't know what the hell's going on.
No, it's said
I think
on air it's at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and now it still says off air.
Here's what I think's that's separate as far as the video goes. That's a totally different thing. Here's what the issue actually is. There's a weird thing going on because you have guys in the back nine finishing up the first round, and you guys have the guys on the front nine that just started their second round. So it's got to be confusing the hell out of people to how to update it.
I mean, I have Homa 4 under through 15, so mine's updated.
So like Cam Davis is 3 under through 1, and then you scroll up 2 spots, and Max Homa's 4 under through 15, and you go, well, how the hell is that? Well, Homa's playing his first round. Davis has just started his second round. So that's probably impacting the scoring issue that I'm seeing on ESPN.com. I can't speak to the video thing on the app. That's really surprising to me. Yeah. And I'm sure there's some people who got up this morning looking forward to watching Tiger.
Yeah, I'm trying to even go to feature group, and I typed in Tiger Woods, hole 15. Nobody's on 15, it says. Well, I know he's on 15. He's probably dumb, but somebody's on there.
That sucks, but maybe I don't know. I don't know what the heck. I don't know how to explain that app with the capital.
It's a great app. I love the app.
Greatest.
I don't know what's going on with it, though.
Plowsy, I've lived with my father for almost 20 years. It truly is impossible to humble him. That's from Little Bearcats.
See, I like that there's now generations
It is nice, isn't it?
listener. That is a new wrinkle in this show.
I spent some time yesterday with the great Mark Hanna, Jackson. He came in here, and that's why I was dressed up yesterday, meeting with the sales staff and market manager John Kiowski, talking it over with why his campaigns with TMA have worked so well. He started out advertising on my podcast in 2017, then expanded to advertising on TMA, and it's the only place he spends his dollars, and it has grown his business exponentially. If you'd like to grow your business, email me, tmckernan, InsideSTL.com, and you can get on board as well. James Carlton and Jamie Burkhardt at Munganast, they'll all tell you about their success with it. Seth Goldcamp. And Mark Hanna, you would be able to tell us about your success with being in business with him, Jackson.
Absolutely. Tim, you talked about being dressed up. You might think that something like a financial future conversation with somebody like a financial advisor might be a kind of a sterile conversation, or it's going to be a little uncomfortable, but no, that's not what Mark Hanna does. He understands the balance of life and happiness and your financial future. Those two things go hand in hand. Mark Mark Hanna understands that. And when you have your first conversation where he helps you out, setting up a plan, explain it to you, you will understand that as well. He's a life Sherpa. It's great to talk to him on the phone. You end up talking a lot about life, but that works hand in hand with your financial future. And then if you have to change your plan down the road, maybe you have your first child, maybe you're getting married, whatever the situation might be, you can get on the phone with Mark Hanna, change up your plan, have a conversation with him, feel better than getting off the phone than when you got on it. And to me, that's worth everything. That's why I love working with Mark Hanna, and that's why you'll love working with him too.
314-889-0503. That is his number. Or you can just go online, evergreenstl.com. It truly is a relationship that I have enjoyed, that just started up. Hey, I'm interested in advertising on the podcast, and I think the world of him as a person, and I think that's what makes him such a unique financial advisor that so many members of our audience have started to work with. And as Mark says, if you're not going to work with him, fine, but you need a financial advisor, work with someone. And that's the overarching message. Go online at evergreenstl.com. New sponsor this week, and our audience already working with them. That's great to see. Just wanted to shout out 100 West Dental. I had a video consultation with Dr. Pryor. He said I appeared to be a good candidate for Invisalign, so I set up an appointment right online. I went in and met all the staff. It was a quick and easy appointment, and everyone was super nice. They are currently working up my Invisalign plan. Just wanted to give them a shout out. Longtime listener, probably going back to 2008, while my dad used to drive me to high school. I've bought a house with Ryan Kelly, talked with Mark Milton over a tax issue, and used Mark Hanna for my finances. You guys always hit on good sponsors. Love the show. Feel free to use my name and this email on the show. I got this last night. That's from a gentleman by the name of Ian Admire.
Nice. What a wonderful email.
And what a wonderful name, too. It is
Ian
a great
Admire?
email. Ian Admire. I figured it was like a nom de plume.
That sounds like a stage name.
Yeah, it's like a British musician. Ian Admire, thank you for the email. It's 100 West Dental. They just got on board starting last week. You use my name and you get $1,000 off Invisalign at 100 West Dental. Truly a modern dental experience, and they just built a brand new office with the most modern technology with the patient experience at the front of the mind. You can just get in there without even getting on the phone. No phone calls needed to get in. Just check the calendar online for availability and book right then and there. It's 100 West dental.com. No insurance, no problem. The membership plan aids in the cost of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance. And they have a huge offer going on right now. If you mention me, you get $1,000 off an Invisalign package. And if you're on the fence about Invisalign, they have a digital scanner that can show you a simulation of what it will look like before you even go through with it. 100 West Dental.com or call 636-585-0100 and work with Dr. Pryor and his staff at 100 West Dental. And there it is. I took Bearcats to the City game when they scored 7 goals, and we would high-five after each goal. I was begging them not to score again. His paws are huge.
Feature groups is working.
Feature group just worked. I had to uninstall and reinstall.
That was the issue?
Yeah, man.
I was begging them not to score again. His paws are huge, and my hand would lose feeling after each high-five. Iggy, that's from Chairman Steve.
All right.
There is high-five etiquette that I feel like people just kind of go by the wayside. If I put my hand up for a high-five, gently, please. I mean,
we know those guys are friends, so, I mean, he gets up to that, his penthouse as much as he can.
Oh, Steve's in a penthouse?
Aren't they all penthouses?
Well, that's not possible.
It is not a penthouse.
They're all Wisconsin players.
Yeah, they're all Wisconsin players. Well, I thought it was like a penthouse.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
It just sounds like open floor plan. You walk out on your balcony. You're looking at the stadium. Just
Chairman Steve, are you in a penthouse? Ian Admire sounds hot. That's from Jackson's favorite texter, Eric, in the Central West End. Guys, when's the next QFTA? That's from Driver Rob. We haven't done one this week. Been a super busy week. Don't know. I don't know on that, but for sure we'll do one at the very least next week. Maybe a quick hitter. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com, TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL.com with your questions, comments, erotic stories. I'm getting a lot of Cardinal emails for QFTA this week.
Right.
Yeah, people I've got a lot of Nolan Arenado emails as to what in the hell's going on there.
Yes, a lot of I mean, it's going to be all speculation, but there is certainly
Well,
something
this
going
is
on.
the one. Let's see if I can find it here. This gentleman bait and switched me. It was titled "Hot Story," and I'm like, nice. And then he goes, apologized. It's about Nolan Arenado.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a bait and
Trojan
switch.
horse.
Here's what he wrote. His exit velocity is down around 5% this season compared to last season. This season, he's in the bottom 6% of qualified players in exit velo. His average exit velocity has trended down since joining the Cardinals. And his pull percentage has increased 10% as compared to last season. I'll be the first person to tell you the exit velo isn't a god stat, but used in this way can show obvious decline in strength. There's more data, but I'm not going to bore you, and yes, it is a small sample size. All of this data suggests that Nolan is cheating at the plate, meaning he's having to start his swing earlier. The last thing I'll give you is the eye test. I went back and watched every one of his at-bats this season. Nolan is not using his lower half. His back foot isn't rotating. He has absolutely zero power. He is 100% cheating on every swing, a la Albert Pujols later in his career. I recognize I'm just a guy on an email. I'm not a professional player or coach, but I played at a high level and have watched enough swings in my life to see this is blatantly clear. Arenado is in trouble one way or the other. Is he hurt or is he on the Pujols path? I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of your shows. Signing this email is Pack Rip Mahomans. Let's read what's in the prompter.
Pack Rip has no life.
I actually thought the email was interesting.
It was, but he went back and looked at every at bat from this year, and
Well, I mean, that probably took him like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes.
It's probably like some 45, 50 at bats.
I mean, it'd be one thing if, like, you're watching every game.
well, that means he had to tape every game,
Oh, no, that's all out there.
It's all, that's available.
every at bat.
Yeah, every game's out there, so yeah.
All right.
They save games. Yeah, I mean, there's
Thoughtful email. It's just I just don't know who would take that much time to go look at a guy and then look at
He wanted to be able to back up his case.
look at his exit velocity and coming off his right foot, and that's a lot of work.
I mean, there's no doubt that Nolan Arenado is not hitting the ball with much pop at all.
Mr. Siders agrees with Iggy. Holy yes, this guy is going to go watch film. What a loser. Even with that bait and switch, dude's an effing loser. That's Mr. Siders. That's your opponent.
I prefer someone to do research than come off with some half-baked take that they have no
I didn't say
backing.
he was a loser, but I would think that's kind of boring.
What would you rather have, no life or be a loser?
Ooh, kinda,
No life.
Well, I have no life.
No, I'm saying what you said he had no life. That's what,
Well, I mean, that's just me. I just find that boring, and then to have you sit there and talk about. I mean, you talk about it on Balloon Party. You got to sit there and break that down on QFTA. Well, let's look at his velo. Let's look at that back foot.
I got to be honest with you, but I'm a total nerd myself. I find that stuff interesting
Yeah,
because
okay.
there is, well, if you have a cause and effect, I find that stuff to be fascinating. And that's how my buddy, the Wizard, has become a millionaire, is by taking data, extrapolating it, and then building it into an algorithm to use projections to make money. So
But he's making millions of dollars doing it, making a living off it. I don't know if this guy made a living off of watching Arenado's at bats.
I don't know. He's Pack Rip Mahomans. Please call in 636-9004 TMA. It's the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Either way, the trends with Arenado, I was aware of it at the tail end of last year. He actually takes it back to when he came over to the Cardinals, and his first year with the Cardinals was 21.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his
That
heart.
didn't stand. I mean, hell, he had an incredible 2022. He was up for the MVP. So I don't know on that. That part surprised me in the email, and also that there was not an erotic story. But I accept it because he put some meat on the bone.
His hard hit percentage has dropped every single year since he left Colorado. Now, part of that could be the altitude, but also this year it is extremely low relative to his career average, and that is, I mean, yeah, like the last game, he had an RBI, but it was on a pitch that kind of caught on the barrel that barely made it out of the infield and dropped in. Like, he just does not have the same pop, and I've seen some film. A lot of it's off the back foot. Now, granted, I got cut from JV baseball my freshman year, so, not
that's
really an
close to
expert
home.
over here, but it just doesn't look like the same swing that he was popping with in 21 or 22 even. So there's real concern, and the numbers justify that absolutely.
Let's see, a lot of responses. You watch movies for nude scenes, talking about having no life. That's from Jenny. Her last name is Talia. Speaking of having a life, how about watching Spartacus for the 10th time? It was a good email. Suck it, Leather. That's from our former caddy at Belle Reve, who did not like some of our club selections. Stan.
Or the club twirl.
They're probably the same people, too, when we break down a Cardinal game. Hey, quit talking sports!
And
And then he sends in an email about exit velocity and watching every at-bat. And it's a great email, Iggy, idiot.
Does Ken think people are still taping games? Also, one shouldn't rip others for wasting time when you hand-scribed your top 100 porn stars and posted the unwanted list to the screenshot bandits on Twitter. You did another 100 top porn stars?
No. And
Well, I got it because I was going to go look for it.
You're
Rolling
That's
comparing...
from glove blogger Tom Traven.
Come on, you're comparing porn stars to exit velocity on Arenado's swing? What would you rather do?
Glove blogger Tom Traven, what would you rather do? 314-881-TMA5. Jeff Lottman, sponsor of the Compass Realty text inbox, online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's JEFFLOTTMANN.com. I'd be curious, I don't think that this applies. Are you in Madison looking at houses, Plowhawk? Are you guys
Always looking.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Always looking.
So what are you guys seeing right now? I notice a bunch are on the market, and that's what's going to happen in April.
We're pretty set on what areas we want, so we don't do the broad search of what is around. But in terms of the areas we're looking for, they are settling in at reasonable prices. I think for us, 3-4 months ago, it looked like it was an afterthought. It seems now that they're more on the market.
Yeah.
None of them are going for 20, 30, 50,000 over ask, which is nice. You don't get into a bidding war. But we aren't fully looking, so we just look at the specific areas that we know we want to live at, and we are at least in the next year. We just got to get to the wedding. Just got to get to the wedding unscathed.
So that way you would move like right after the wedding, you think?
Pretty close.
Yeah?
We're trying to
June
make that work.
25.
June 21st to 2025. Apparently that's the first day of summer.
Sounds right.
Summer equinox?
Yeah, I think so. So it's the longest day of the year. We did not know that when we picked it, but it also works out well for the venue and the lights. And so excited.
God bless America.
Awesome.
Jackson, what about you? Man in love.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of look, but at the moment, it just doesn't seem like the wisest decision for me at the moment, just for me personally. So probably rent for foreseeable future, and then if things change, definitely look.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to, I want to own a home one day for sure.
I understand.
But you don't want to do it just because. You want to do it when it's financially the correct move.
I had a Plowhawk, you were in here, great guy, who was in for Sound Story on, if I'm not mistaken, that was Tuesday this week.
Oh, yeah.
And was talking about it, and he just said he just feels terrible for like people and your range of age because of the way things are as far as entering the home buying market. But Jeff Lottman, part of it is connections. Part of it is knowing when a house is going to go on the market. Part of it is making sure you maximize if any property you have, if you're selling, if you are more my generation. And he is somebody who's been doing it for a quarter century in St. Louis, close to a quarter century, with $500 million in sales. Work with him. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lottman of Compass Realty, sponsor of our text inbox here on TMA. Iggy, I see you are watching. Anything of note going on in Augusta?
No, Tiger parred 16. They're playing 17.
So is he even?
Even par. Didn't birdie 15. Nobody. Cam Young got it to 2 under.
Oh, I own Cam Young in the auction.
I got him on my secondary team that I didn't play with, Doug.
The only player on the course who is in the top 5 right now is Australian Cam Davis. My guess is you will see some shape-shifting of that leaderboard here over the next few days with some of the players who might be names you don't recognize falling off. But usually 1 or 2 will stick around. It's a whole different conversation to actually win. And like I said, I want somebody... I guess if Scheffler's going to win, I want him to win by like 5 just to go, okay, now you've got... There will be proper attention given to somebody who's playing as dominantly as he is, and I don't think most people are aware of that unless you're a total golf geek like myself. But I would prefer somebody battle him and we have an exciting Sunday, because last year, John Rahm, that wasn't all that thrilling, and plus they had all the weather stuff going on. So that's what we got right now. Names of note who would not be making the cut, which at the moment is projected to be +2. I think that could also have a wide delta because of the 30-mile-an-hour winds that you're going to be seeing throughout the day.
Yeah, if it pops up this afternoon, I mean, it could be 4 over, make the cut.
Sam Burns is +6, so that will be a challenge. We made reference to Matsuyama, who is super high-owned at +4. I also own Hideki Matsuyama in that auction and on my handful of daily fantasy teams, so that's problematic. Ricky Fowler, +4, and former champion Adam Scott, +3. All on the outside looking in, along with the guy that Michael Wellington said he liked a whole lot, Sahith Theegala, +3. He is out on the golf course right now playing number 15. 7:57 in St. Louis. We are in the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. 7 o'clock hour here on TMA, and you are welcome to participate in the program, 636-900-4TMA, and you're also welcome to call in the Collier and Thompson phone lines or text into the Jeff Lotman Compass Realty text inbox. Let's see what we got. From the bracket show yesterday, Plowboy, you break down Licks versus Iggy. I'm anxious to hear this, how you assess that matchup. This is soundbite number 4.
Okay. I found it. I was working for a second.
There's one matchup that just jumps off the page at me. It's the one that everybody's been talking about. There's going to be a gallery there for it. What do you guys see happening between Iggy and Mr. Lick? Assuming he is the 22 that his gen shows, everybody knows what Iggy shoots.
That's right.
What do you see happening in that first round Iggy-Mr. Licks matchup, Plowsy?
I think and I love Iggy, I think the Iggy lazy factor is going to be a problem. He has a very bum shoulder and hasn't really worked it out a bunch, whether it be physical therapy, whether it be just working out at home or going to the course. Mr. Licks, granted, he has a high handicap, not sure how much he plays. I think the wind is going to be the determining factor here. I don't know if Iggy can get that ball out there enough. Gateway has some tough spot there right off the tee that if you don't hit it crisp and clean and perfect, you're in the water or you're in deep fescue or maybe even a burn patch. I think the accuracy off the tee for Iggy is crucial. I think Mr. Licks will get him. Just that stamina of 18 holes of golf for Iggy with that lack of rehab, with that shoulder, the lack of playing, but the Iggy motivational factor is always going to be there.
I understand where the Plowboy is coming from. I'm going to take the opposite side. Every time Iggy's been challenged in these grudge matches, whether it be Daddy Padre, the chipping challenge where he was chipping onto a green that you could park a small yacht on, the long drive challenge, which he shipped, a match with Stephen Wildwood or the Illsider. He comes to play when there's action on the line. People talk about getting nervous. That's not what Iggy does. I think another grudge match, another victory for Ken Strode.
Wow. Plowhawk says Licks. Jackson says this guy's going to rise to the occasion. What a moment.
Always does.
Now, I'm not saying Licks would steamroll him. I just worry about Iggy's lack of play. And obviously the shoulder is an issue because that's a big part of the body. That,
Danny Willett's battling through his shoulder, Iggy, and look at him.
Yeah. Came out of nowhere. Max Homa just knocked out 1 inch on 17.
I like that kind of that recap. Right,
I mean, I don't know how
Fan
it's
page
made
club championship coverage and Augusta
It's
coverage.
hanging on the hole.
And I guarantee Advance isn't doing that.
I agree with both of you. They both are correct. Either thing could happen. Nice. I mean, if I get out there and I haven't played in a while, I will. I mean, I've hit balls, but I want to hit some more balls before I go out and play around. Because I'm not just going to go out there on the 28th without having a playing a round of golf. So I'll play around. So that'll, get the rust shaken off. But if there is wind, I mean,
there always is.
Lousy's correct. I mean, if this hole's into me, I mean, there's par 4s I probably can't even get 2 and 2.
Oh, I'm with you.
And I don't know, but
Licks is on number 6 there. If the wind's in,
yeah, that's
I'd say that could be the case for me.
Yeah, but Licks is
aggressively in.
But Licks is a 22, so he's not very good.
Yeah, if the wind's going to affect you, it's going to affect him.
Wedding Tackle says he's willing to bet $20 that Licks does not show up.
I'd bet him on that.
Oh, he's showing up. Nobody's this big of an ass now.
He couldn't embarrass. If he doesn't show up, that means he won't be able to text in the show anymore. He'll be too.
You're banning him.
No, but he'll be too embarrassed to call in. Why would you call in or text if you don't show up for the match?
I think a banning is acceptable.
If you no show and you take a spot?
Yeah, if you no call, no show. If there's like a real legitimate reason, I mean, we're not monsters. If
put the show in a pickle.
Legitimate reason why you couldn't make it, that's okay. But if you don't call unless and don't show, yeah, that's cowardly.
I'll put it this way: if I get to the course and I've played some rounds and I hit my first shot and my shoulder's no issue. I mean, he's not going to win. You know, if it's a little tingly when I hit the ball, or I can't bring it all the way back, and there's
You
wind.
feel tingles when you hit the ball?
No, but I mean,
I didn't know because that could be problematic.
No.
Bent grass is helpful for that. The soft ground.
Bill.
You won't have the hard pain.
tingly.
See, I wouldn't say June or July I'd be worried because once it's hot, you're loose.
Mm-hmm.
But
You're like Tiger.
heavy
You need
wind
warmer conditions.
And tightness is a factor. It's not a back issue, but a shoulder issue is nonetheless a problem. But man, I'm excited to see Iggy out there because, I mean, it could just be like putting on, just riding a bike. You haven't done it in 20 years. You get on there, you're brisking through. I mean, he could.
I've done it before. I mean,
Shoot an
I'm
88.
bored by my match. I'm really bored, and I like the Pope. Pope's a good guy. It's not like I'm like, oh, I got to play with this guy. He's a good guy, and he can truly putt for real. Guys that I play with who are, plus handicaps, and I go, holy crap, this guy, I don't know how he did it to learn that skill because he was a college golfer. But either way, fine, whatever. We're both probably going to shoot around the same score. But I can't wait to be out there in the same pairing with Iggy and Mr. Licks. That's what's got my dopamine firing, Jack.
it'll be fun. I just hope it's a warm day.
Yeah.
I don't like playing in chilly
April
weather.
28th. I mean, I would like to think. I mean, we're probably 75% that we have.
You would
I'm
think
looking
so.
at what it was last year.
It was cold.
On April 28th? Yeah,
it was-
what do we got?
It was about 68 and a little windy.
Then we didn't play on the 28th.
No, we didn't play on the 28th. I looked at the Doppler from last year, and I looked at the upcoming weather this year for the 28th. 73 sunny.
Yeah, that's the average on that day. But last year when we played, it was cold and windy, like real cold.
They not have a 2-weeker out yet? Oh, probably not.
Guys, Licks is showing up, and then we're going to find out that he's KG in O-Town. That's from Vince Vaughn's Entrails. How many guys is KG? KG in O-Town, I'm going to ask a direct question.
I'm ready.
Are you any other, quote-unquote, characters on the show other than Blueberry Pop Pop?
Absolutely, unequivocally, no.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
I thought this guy was going to be like Fletch.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So I have it up to the 26th.
Okay.
Well, we got on the 26th. That'll give us a good gauge.
26 with morning showers, light showers.
Soften-
Oh, it's going to
34%
soften the
chance.
greens. I'll just be throwing darts.
80 degrees, 77 the day before, 76 the day before that. So if you're looking at probably that sweet spot, you're probably looking at 76 or 77 would be about the average.
Glorious.
With just raining, just that.
The
just
players
hit 'em.
will enjoy it. It'll be so
Oh.
rewarding.
Carpet
Will Licks
falling.
have an imposter pose as him? Is KG the only one who knows what he looks like? I don't trust KG on this possible ruse. Wow, what about that? Yeah, Mr. Licks could send like a buddy, one of his well-heeled old money friends, who's like a +3, and get 22 pops.
You're gonna have
shoot a
a
62.
So
Well, that
funny.
would last one hole, and then I would walk off the
Yeah,
course.
like
Oh,
he
And
should.
then you'd have to bring it to KG and O-Town as commissioner or
That's-
chairman.
That's fine, but if you're going to do that, then okay.
Then he'd still
that's
get
not
kicked
a
off the
22.
show.
That's not a 22.
Like he carries the first hole right to the front of the green, and there's some issues.
Yeah, he bombs one
Chris
over the
Heck
sand
birdied the
trap, gets
first
to about
with wind.
30 yards, sticks it to 2 feet, makes birdie, and then you'll see me get in my cart and say, "Nice match, see you, cheater."
Like
He
one-
does not stand a chance. I will be in his head the entire time. He made his forfeit by the 5th hole. That's from Mr. Licks.
It'll be in my head. What can you possibly do to get in my head? I'm just going to ignore you, like I did Danny Padre.
Danny.
Danny Pie. I like that.
Danny Padre.
Danny's dick.
Licks sucks. He's going to take a no-lube pounding by Strode. Virgin is spot on with his analysis of that match. That's the Warson Woods Wacko.
The
Buy a
last time-
ticket, wacko.
The last time we saw Iggy swing a golf club, he shipped the long drive challenge. Now Doug will claim gale force winds.
The hawk was up.
It was up, but the driver. I mean, they were straight. You weren't duck hooking. You weren't. You play a little cut. Everyone knows you play a little cut, and it was nice. I thought it looked good for a
And
guy
it had
coming
been
off a
It
shoulder injury.
had been a while since I had hit a driver. Mm-hmm. The last, I'd played because that was right after we got done with the hit and giggle, and I just hit wedges for the most part that day.
I'm a little concerned about the touch, to be honest with you. A little concerned about the touch around the
The what?
greens. The touch around the greens.
Well, that's what I'm working on.
Okay.
When
Oh,
I
you
go,
are practicing?
Oh yeah, I've been working on my short game,
Oh, yeah. You went up to Family Golf,
but
right?
I want to get out and play 18 holes at least a couple times before the 28th.
Definitely.
But I mean, too many people, they don't play for like 6 months and they go out and they play a round of golf. No, you got to go to the range and work on your game and get that worked out, get your short game and your putting worked out, then go hit balls.
Butch Harmon over here.
Doesn't do me any good, but that's what I should do. That's what everybody should do.
My weather wizard, for the record, not regarding our Fan Page Club championship, but regarding both Augusta and Major League Baseball. This will not impact the Cardinals because they'll be playing in the desert this evening, and they may have the roof on, but says this might be the windiest MLB weather forecast I've seen in 10-plus years of doing this, and because I love y'all, I made sure most of the winds are blowing out. So if you're looking to sprinkle on overs, this guy has built a little system on how the weather impacts totals, which kind of is an obvious statement, but I know it's something that my wizard compadres utilize. So there you go. Look for high-scoring games tonight. I don't know, Plowhawk, I don't know if Michael Gersh needs some offense. I know that's the name of your fantasy team.
Well, yeah, I'm locked into one of the better matchups I've had.
Oh, is that right? Who are you up against, Doug?
Van Buren Boys.
Who?
Van Buren Boys.
Oh, that's the non-ling.
Yeah, non-ling. He has a solid club. And yeah, he got 6 more pitchers to go this weekend. So, I mean, it's just really, I mean, it's within 1 home run, a few RBIs, even, I think, single-digit total bases, 0.2 in the OBP. So, I'll be definitely following the master, but also following my club. Yeah. Michael Gersh needs a dub.
Nonling and I were texting about that Quenneville interview, and I saw there was a story on it in the Post-Dispatch this morning. He said he had a different feel on that interview than the way that it's being reported. So it was on Cam Jansen and Andy Strickland's podcast. I have not listened to it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I was planning on listening to it on the way to the station today, but since the Masters had started up, I was listening to that. But there's a story on the front page of the Post-Dispatch, at least on stltoday.com, regarding Joel Quenneville. And Andy Strickland said the reason that happened, which kind of speaks to the theory we were talking about with Jeremy Rutherford and whether or not he is now in the apology tour mode. Quenneville was in town for Kelly Chase's benefit, and that is why he was in studio. I bring that up because if he were doing the apology tour, the fact that he flew into St. Louis specifically to be on that podcast, and I'll see things on social media. Most of their interviews are remote. They're doing things with former NHLers usually. I would have been like, man, he's really going all out. This must be a, calculated PR campaign so he can become either the next Blues coach or another NHL coach, because some jobs will open up here in the next few weeks, even probably with some teams that will be playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But Andy Strickland said the only reason he was doing it in St. Louis is because he was in town, and some people close to him said, you ought to do an interview. And so that is why that came to fruition. Bringing that up because if the Blues do not keep Drew Bannister and make him the full-time head coach and remove the interim tag, I'm sure many will go, okay, what about Joel Quenneville now? Has Quenneville been making the apology tour? And if he did appear in St. Louis on this podcast and in studio, that certainly would lend credibility to that theory. But I did not realize he was in town for Chase's event last Friday.
Yeah, that's good deduction right there. Because if you think, boy, let me fly in for this, well, now something. But yeah, if you're just there, probably makes a little bit more sense. I would kill to have a sweeper like him. Look at that mustache on Joel Quenneville. That is good stuff right there.
I don't know. I know I'm probably the only person who's really monitoring the Blues on this show. That's not a shot. That's just me consciously acknowledging before I say anything that it's going to be met with silence. But the Kings won last night, so that's pretty much out of reach, although it was already kind of out of reach anyway. They beat the Flames. Vegas still has a game in hand on the Blues. It's going to take a mathematical miracle for them to get in. So that ship has most likely sailed, although it certainly would be wonderful if we had a Stanley Cup playoff match up here in the next couple of weeks. It would likely be against the Stars, for the record, who the Blues wrap up the regular season with. I don't know. I don't know what direction they're going to go, because if you're Joel Quenneville and you're 65, I just don't know why you would take on this roster that likely isn't a cup contender.
Yeah, wouldn't you rather have a coach who's like young and hungry, looking to rebuild and start something, as opposed to a 65-year-old coming back?
Well, I would love Joel Quenneville. I'm looking at it more from Quenneville's perspective, and then you're 65, you're not looking to necessarily take on what is a project. I was going to make like a Calipari analogy, but in college basketball now you can flip a roster. I mean, he literally said, I met with the team. It's not the team.
There's no team.
There is no team.
That's a good quote.
As far as his first meeting in Fayetteville. So that's not the way it's going to work for the Blues. I mean, there are going to be a bunch of defensemen who, if the Blues could have it their way, they'd go, oh, bye to almost all of you. But they can't. And so you're kind of stuck there. They also need some scoring. And I just don't know if that would make sense. At the same time, I would really like it because part of me would go, okay, maybe they're going to be super aggressive and try to expedite the process. I just don't know how realistic it is to quickly expedite the process. Harrison's brother master in caps, hire Joel Quenville. Chuck in the Chuck says, I'm telling you, watch Jim Montgomery to the Blues. The Bruins have lowballed him several times and his contract's up. He has a house owned here. That's from Chuck in the Chuck. I agree with that. I agree with that play. Montgomery is a different set of circumstances. Played for the Blues, was an assistant with the Blues, and you have no idea what's going to wind up happening in the first round. I know many probably don't remember this, but the Bruins didn't have a run last year despite an incredible regular season. If they were to lose in the first round this year, that's going to be a spot. Somebody of that Atlantic division is going to be out in the first round, and all three of them have more than 100 points with either 2 or 3 games remaining. Point being, if there was an early exit again from Boston and his contract situation is not remedied, maybe they'd want to part ways. And it's not a certainty that the Bruins are going to be the first place team in that division. Why do I bring that up? Because if they were not to win the division, they would be playing the 101-point Maple Leafs in the first round. So I agree with keeping an eye on the Jim Montgomery thing, only because of the early exit last year and the contract situation and his ties to St. Louis. His wife's family is from St. Louis. I know them, and that's something that I would keep an eye on as well. At the same time, the Bruins could go on and be hoisting the chalice in about 2 months. I mean, there's a monster delta there. Quenville is out of the game. Different set of circumstances there. It's 8:13 in St. Louis. Your thoughts are always welcome on any topic. Call in 636-9004-TMA. You're also welcome to text in. Those are the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Jeff Lottman, Compass Realty text inbox 314-881-TMA5, and email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. We close out the Munganast St. Louis Acura, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
This is the one.
Honey, I think you're right. This house has everything we've ever dreamed of. A huge master bedroom, an open kitchen, and a backyard with a fire pit and built-in grill. I'm in love.
I can't believe it. Finally, our dream home. It's absolutely perfect for us.
We owe our realtor big time.
No, you don't. We're just doing our job. At the Jeff Lottman Group, helping you find your dream home is our top priority, bringing people and properties together. To get started, call us at 314-406-8911 or visit us online at jefflottman.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, As Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
In business since the 50s, Collier & Thompson are known for kitchen and bathroom remodels. But they do so much more. If it's an interior remodeling job, Collier & Thompson can probably help. Basements, wine rooms, man caves, bars, accent rooms, fireplace walls, office, you name it. No need to visit 5 to 10 showrooms when Collier & Thompson provides all your needs in their showroom on Manchester Road in Baldwin. Come home to quality with Collier & Thompson. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Temperatures are finally warming up here in St. Louis, and while that means more fun in the sun, it could also spell disaster for your lawn. Rain equals spring weeds, and now is the best time to get ahead of it. Green Envy has been here in St. Louis for more than a decade, servicing and treating lawns just like they would their very own. Crabgrass can lay dormant for years until the conditions are right, and the massive amounts of moisture we've had is sure to wake up even the oldest crabgrass seeds. Green Envy only uses products that have been formulated for Missouri soil, weather conditions, and turf types, not national generic products that are insufficient and ineffective. Let the experts at Green Envy help you choose the best treatment program for your lawn this season. Phone lines are open 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 9 to 1 to take your calls and answer questions. Call Green Envy today at 636-757-1600 or visit greenenvylawns.com and make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. No insurance? No problem. 100 West Dental has a plan when you don't, for ease and affordability. Feeling nervous? Not anymore. 100 West Dental provides complete comfort during quality care. Over 350 5-star reviews agree. When you want to get your smile into winning shape, get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. Consult virtually with Dr. Pryor or book online at 100westdental.com.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Tim, Doug, Iggy, Plowsy, Action Jackson.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After. 105.7 HD2.
Cardinals and Diamondbacks. Jackson, you've been on the show now for 3.5 years?
Just
Yes,
about.
Plowhawk, you're celebrating 10 years.
10 last month.
They brought a cake in for you.
They did. Well, they brought a cake in for a birthday. I don't know about my 10 year.
Yeah. Our collective, me
Kind
and
of
Plowsy.
Is that what it was?
fell on the same week.
Collective little birthday.
KG, you know, 10, how many years have you been on the show?
I'm just over a year now.
Yeah. Yep. Iggy's not here to refute that, so we'll go with it. But Jackson, for the first time ever, you're going to get a Sadie Hawkins.
Oh.
I mean, that's a powerful moment.
I feel like
this is a
cutest.
This is a moment. But there are some links that that intrigue me, and it's a diverse set of topics here in the 8 o'clock hour on TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Details on the Shohei Otani story, which has, interestingly enough, and I say interestingly enough, coming from it because I believe that he's innocent, but I know many others say it's interestingly enough because they think he's guilty, has gone away. I mean, in a very quick, I mean, it was up here as far as interest, and now it's like down there. Texts have been reviewed by the Department of Justice, and the story on that. We have Scott Boras losing a client who he had a rough off season with, near and dear to Cardinals fans' hearts. A story that KG and O-Town sent in today's links. Proof women are meant to have multiple lovers at the same time. Those are the three that you get to choose from.
I've read all three of those.
Well, that's called show prep in the industry.
That's right. The Otani thing is very interesting to me, so I'll go with Shohei.
What do you think about that, Iggy?
I'm more interested in KG's, but that's just me.
Well, that was one of KG's.
Oh, I'm at the last one about the girls with multiple.
Hey, I'm open to anything, baby.
I don't care.
Plowhawk, all right, you get the deciding vote.
Probably Shohei, because we can do that
There
other
it
one.
is. You got, I mean, it's your Sadie Hawkins anyway. Yeah, I mean, women having multiple lovers is evergreen.
Yeah, we got that. I mean, there's a Schaefer Door Company 9 o'clock hour coming.
You better believe it is. Here is the story I read from Front Office Sports. Federal authorities have concluded that Shohei Otani was purely a, quote, victim of his longtime interpreter who had allegedly stole more than $16 million from his one-time friend to pay for increasingly serious gambling losses. A federal complaint filed on Thursday portrays the interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara, as a degenerate gambler, I would say.
How much is 16 million now?
That's right.
I thought it was 4 million.
Yeah, there was an exponential
Did a little
increase.
digging.
Though one who did not bet on baseball, who used increasingly sophisticated tactics to hide his gambling and thieving from Otani. A thorough investigation detailed in the complaint found no evidence at all that Otani had gambled on any sport, legally or otherwise, and large amounts of evidence that he was deceived by his interpreter. And again, that's Ippei Mizuhara, who, of course, has since been terminated. I thought that this part of the document was the most. Again, I remember you asking me about this thing on Balloon Party, and I kind of looked at you like you were crazy. As it turns out, I'm the one in the minority. From the get-go, I have thought that he was innocent. I just have, because I do know, actually, that there are plenty of people, once they get to a certain point with money, that they have people handle it, in part, not because they don't want to deal with it, but because they have them manage it for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll make it from a show that probably a good portion of our audience watched, Entourage. And a segment or a part of the series was when Vince was going broke and his accountant's screaming at him. For the average human being, you manage your own money.
Yeah, Beansy.
But you know, for Otani, he also doesn't speak the language, and absolutely is realistic, as crazy as it might sound. And I know that it sounds crazy, but anyway, here is this is from the entire complaint regarding his interpreter. Quote, and this is a federal document, as noted above, I and or members of the investigative team that I've spoken with have reviewed an extraction of the Mizuhara phone, which contained messages between victim A and Mizuhara in Japanese. An HSI special agent who is fluent and native speaker of the Japanese language reviewed approximately 9,700 pages of text messages between victim A and Mizuhara between 2020 and 2024. Based on the review, here is the following. Number one, there was never a discussion of sports betting between Mizuhara and victim A in the phone. Number two, there was no discussion between Mizuhara and victim A, i.e. Otani, that mentioned bookmakers, 1, 2, or 3, associate 1, or the named account holder of the account. And number three, there was no discussion between Mizuhara and victim A of odds, wagering, or any other reference which might indicate victim A's knowledge of Mizuhara's gambling with bookmaker 1. And then, unfortunately, for Otani, and again, maybe he's guilty. I have no idea. Personally, I don't think he is. People go, oh, well, of course, they're just hiding it and they're sweeping it under the rug, or the feds are just doctoring this up on behalf of baseball. And so once an accusation is made, even though it's unfounded, and no accusation was ever made formally against Otani, it doesn't matter. You are guilty in the court of public opinion, then burners and guys looking to get their podcasts off the ground come up with theories, and your reputation is slandered. That's my observation on it, and I find it to be unfortunate. But I know I'm in the minority. Thoughts? Concerns?
So I've never, throughout this, I have never thought that Shohei Otani himself has ever bet on any sports. I think that we have an incomplete painting here of what's going on with where the money was coming from, the transfer of money, about how the story was presented at first and how it changed. And something that was interesting to me was reading from also Front Office Sports Authority say that Mizuhara lost more than $180 million on sports. He fell more than $40 million in debt to the illegal bookmaker.
Nice.
Now,
sharp wagerer.
Yeah, it's brutal. But like, if you are an illegal bookmaker, if you're letting somebody fall into debt $40 million, you have to know that they have a serious backer, because how many people out there can just lose $40 million and keep going, essentially. So that's kind of where now it's not, wouldn't be crazy to me.
But I get the way you're framing it, and I respect it. I'm not saying you're doing this in a lawyerly way,
sure,
because then I'd be insinuating that you might just be, moving the shells around. The question becomes, had the bookmaker been paid? It's one thing if he ran up a $40 million tab,
mm-hmm,
and I will go ahead and answer the question for you. He had been paid millions of dollars beforehand.
Okay.
So you have credibility with the gambler. As crazy as, again, it sounds, and I understand that it does. Here's where I am. I don't know what happened either. I'm saying I think Otani is innocent. What I find to be unfortunate is this, which is more of a macro thing that isn't a commentary on Otani so much as all it takes is again, he wasn't even accused. He's never been accused.
mm-hmm.
All it takes is, oh, this looks suspicious. And even when here are 9,700 pages of text messages that we have reviewed and submitted in a federal document that would have obviously cost us our jobs, much less jail time, if we were to be doctoring, and there was never a reference to wagering in 9,700 pages of text messages over 4 years, no, they still must be hiding something. And I'm just like, I hate that kind of crap. I hate that people in the public eye's reputations can just get crapped on, and even when evidence is presented to the contrary, it still doesn't matter. That is my overall opinion, because I still don't. It's not like I know one way or the other.
Right.
What I would like to know, outside of Otani, and I don't think he gambled either, but if they released these text messages, was it ever brought up, Otani asking, What do you need $40 million for? What do you need $16 million for? What do you need $5 million for? Was that question ever asked? Or he just keeps giving the guy the money?
Yeah, I don't know on that, but that could be a face-to-face conversation asking for money. It doesn't necessarily have to. If I asked somebody for $5 million, I'd probably go up to their face and talk to them.
Nobody can be that gullible.
I think the two things can be true. One, he can be completely innocent. And two, it's so shady that you have no idea what's in your bank account or what your close friends around you are doing. I've never had that much money, never will. I've never been that busy, have played 162 games, so maybe you just trust your people so much that you kind of don't look into it. But to me, it's just so fishy. Not saying he's guilty or what have you. It is
fishy. You had a guy stealing.
It's so weird, man. That
That's
you
what I
would
think
just
happened. It just it does. If you have, I mean, I don't know what Otani's got. I have no idea. I mean, because he didn't have this contract with the Dodgers when this all started up. But either way, I think we'd all agree he's got 9 figures of net worth.
He had $60 million in, I think, endorsement deals that year, that year with the Angels before the Dodgers.
$60 million in endorsement deals. So I mean, as far as like what is liquid, I think everybody would agree it's got to be 9 figures. You're obviously not spending that, and so it's sure diversified with a wide variety of accounts, whether it be investment accounts and then what you're living off of, and so on and so forth. And so you have a guy, you don't understand language, and you have a guy who you view as like your brother. He comes up with that, and you're just, I can absolutely see how it happens.
Yeah.
But I also, here's the thing. I'm not saying, so why are all you people not, I totally understand how the average person goes, how in the hell is that possible? Because I'm sitting there every morning going through accounts for businesses and my own personal and tracking every dollar and so on and so forth. So I get it. But it's just one of those things that I see as being actually realistic, as ridiculous as it sounds. It's just unfortunate because I do think that Shohei Otani was not betting. I think it's possible that the bookmaker thought Otani was betting.
Sure,
but either way, he was getting paid. You don't give a damn.
Totally.
I mean, I ran a book in college. I got the money. I didn't give a damn who was betting.
Yeah, who it came from. And Iggy, to your question about
For the record, I was not taking $40 million. I capped it at 10.
Yeah, 10 mil. Iggy, to your kind of question, what interpreter is being charged with is stealing the money from the bank account. So there wouldn't be, if the charges are accurate, there wouldn't be a conversation in which he asked for the money. He would be taking it and stealing it. That's what's being alleged at the moment.
But the original, the only thing that fishy to me in the original story that came out, like, I'm sorry, but you either let the process be what it is or you tell an accurate story. They switched that story twice in 12 hours. To where, that ESPN interview along with a pregame interview or a postgame interview after the first game of the year.
With ESPN, with the interpreter, they did the interview and then they switched and said, pull the interview.
I mean, the Dodger came out pretty accurately about what was happening, and it's not the accounts of what's in, obviously, the documents.
Because once he did the interview and then they looked into it, I believe that's when they realized what actually happened. That's what I think.
I'm just surprised the team with that much money and that much of a PR team can kind of, I mean, I guess you want to rush and get it out there.
Otani himself didn't know.
Yeah.
Otani himself didn't know. So how would the team be privy to his accounts?
Was this guy also, besides the interpreter, was his financial advisor and his business manager as well?
He was handling his money, but he wasn't necessarily a financial manager, but he was handling his money. So he had access to his money.
So it's just a good friend, his interpreter, and
he's viewed as his brother by his teammates with the Angels. They viewed him as his brother. There's just implicit trust. You can get banged. I'm sure plenty of people in the audience can relate to it. Not to necessarily this level of finance, but having somebody you absolutely trust, significant other being probably the one that many are thinking of, and go, oh my God, holy crap, I didn't know you were doing this.
Well, other international stars at least can use this as an example, because there are going to be maybe not hundreds of Shohei Otani, there could be hundreds of guys in the Yamamoto range to where they're going to be making a couple $100 million, and you can't really trust the wrong guy, although there are countless of stories of people getting swindled. I mean, look at the ESPN broke, like 30 for 30 that they did about all the athletes.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
It's a great example of just...
Yeah, people get taken advantage of.
Yeah, you just get swindled so easily.
Especially with that kind of money at that age, and if you don't have... Even if you're someone who's financially savvy, but you trust someone completely and you're more focused on what you're doing on the field or on the ice or on the court, yeah, that can be a prime example of someone taking advantage of your trust.
The best part about the article was they gave away, like, they told what the biggest bets were and what the smallest bets were and win-loss. The smallest bet was $10. And I'm thinking, like, a guy who's worth 9 figures and obviously a guy who's, quote-unquote, in charge of a 9-figure account, to make a $10 bet is clearly an addiction, right? Like
14 like parlay.
A $10 parlay for that kind of money is just so funny to me. But it is. Are they done with the story and think kind of outside of the sentencing? It's just kind of.
I don't think it'll have as much attention when it comes specifically to the interpreter, because the interpreter is not nearly the public figure that Shohei Otani is, but I'm sure the story will continue to be monitored in case if the interpreter ever testifies. I don't know if that will ever happen, what he has to say. You are welcome to give your thoughts on the topic, 314-881-TMA5. That's the text inbox, which is sponsored by Jeff Lotman. Caller Ellen is trying to call in, but KG in O-Town had to leave. So we will not likely be able to take the call. KG in O-Town kind enough to come in for 90 minutes, even though he had to run to his other job. Let's see. Rumor has it that Otani was too busy gooning all the time, which made it easier for him to steal. That's from Mr. Siders. That's your opponent. Were you aware of this gooning story?
When you both pitch and hit at the level of Otani, I don't know if you have time to goon. You really got to carve out upwards of 2-3 hours to get some quality gooning done, and I just don't see that in Otani's schedule.
I wonder if all the money that he took, if taxes were already paid on that money, or are they going to hit Otani, the IRS going to hit him for all that money gone?
I don't understand why taxes wouldn't be paid on
depending on what time of year it was.
Well, there's withholdings. I don't understand. I'm sorry.
Well, if I had money in the bank and I owed the IRS on April 15th and say it's September and I haven't paid my taxes yet and all that money's gone and I didn't know it was gone, so I'm not declaring it. I don't know what's in my account, so I'm not paying taxes on it, and $40 million was stolen on my account.
But it's already his money, so it's already been taxed.
It's already in the account.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, what happened on Schitt's Creek? How did they take all their stuff away?
Doug Jackson?
Their accountant stole all their money. They were broke, and the IRS came and took all their stuff.
Never saw the
Yeah, because he never paid the taxes. 'Cause the accountant's in charge of paying the taxes yearly, and he was stealing the money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe this guy didn't pay taxes either if he's in charge of the
taxes
money.
of like 10 years of probably like $20-30 million. I think
This guy was in charge of his money. Maybe he didn't pay taxes either.
What is happening? That's from Brian Henson, and he could be talking about the Colts draft.
I asked a question.
What the F are you saying? That's from Mr. Siders.
Sammy Senile.
Sammy Senile.
Oh my God! That's from Brian Henson. Eric in the Central West End is Jackson's favorite texter, and he says this interpreter was baby girl for Otani. So again, this baby girl thing. I understand how it works.
No, that one, that's the wrong use of the word. I appreciate the effort, though.
I'm going to text Daniel Levy. Your show makes no sense now.
Well, I think they have back taxes unpaid. He still could be paying taxes, but whatever's left in that account afterwards is fair game to the interpreter.
I think California lawmakers are getting ready. They're foaming at the mouth to get at Otani with the deferring the money stuff. So if they're going to hit him, they'll hit him twice.
Confirmed, not baby girl.
Oh, is that right? You're back.
I'm out of here right now. I'm packing up.
Okay, caller Ellen's trying to.
I've been looking every 30 seconds.
If she calls in, we'll see the phone ring.
You gotta get a dustbuster on that phone. I think it's dirty.
Oh yeah.
Tell me you don't Tell me you don't know how money works without telling me this out saying you don't know how money works. I don't know how to read that, but that's from Hey Man, He Man.
And he's probably right. I don't know how money works. I really don't.
You put it in the oven.
Mark does my taxes. I hide my money in the oven.
That's tough.
I haven't balanced my
Yeah,
check.
the burning of your funds.
That's tough. When you want to just preheat the oven for a frozen pie and just burn your life savings.
I haven't.
That make the pizza taste terrible.
I haven't balanced my checkbook in years.
Guys, why am I listening to a best of? Tim explaining taxes to Iggy should not be in the skeleton. That's from Brad, and he is in Boca. On this week's edition of Renner's Roundtable, we're going to tell you how taxes work. I don't know a lot about taxes, but they're great.
Do people even balance a checkbook anymore? Does that even
the
go
O'Fallon man oyster.
I don't.
You have like technology in my apps.
I've never written
to
a
do that
check in
for
my
you.
life.
Oh, that's so great.
I've never.
I love hearing that. I really am irritated when I have to. It's like once a quarter, maybe.
Never written
It's just
a check.
a pain in the ass.
Yep, never even had
everything's
landlord.
digital.
Never even had a
But
checkbook.
I did balance a checkbook. I did. Yeah.
Well, I used to.
Unnecessarily for years. Now I just use software and track
Now
all
you
the
have
budget.
online banking. You just go and see how much is in your account. What was the
Yeah.
last check that was paid? And
I had to learn in the 5th grade. We had like a finance, maybe 4th.
Good. So smart. I feel like one thing that if there's one thing to teach kids, high schoolers and college, simple day-to-day finance, not necessarily like how to beat the market, but I'm talking about just maintaining budgeting. God, it's so helpful.
We had to take a personal finance class in high school, too.
I'll do.
Greg Warren did say it back because he said he blew a lot of his money in his 20s, made terrible decisions. I'm in the same way. So when you're 30, that's when you're like, okay, I guess I should buckle down. So sometimes you get a late start, and I would say high school teaching finance courses is a huge benefit.
Oh, yeah. Every kid that did. Almost
Caller
positive.
Ellen says no one is keeping an eye on the phone with an eye roll emoji.
Well, come on.
Well, I'm looking at it, and it's not
Well,
ringing.
now I'm not. I tell you what, I gave you a chance. Now I'm dead.
Not
If I could hide that phone any more than it
Now you're
already is,
gonna
I
hide the
would.
phone.
I'd cover it with a sheet.
I can see it, Ellen, and if it rings, I will tell Plausi. It hasn't been ringing.
And I usually see it blink in the corner, typically.
If you would like to wager upwards of $40 million, Jackson, where can you do that? Can you do it at Circa?
I think they have very high betting limits over at Circa. I'm
There you
not
go.
positive. Maybe I'm sure that you could bet a very substantial amount of money with Circa. I don't know about 40 million, but you can definitely go over to Circa, which is available in Illinois. Sign up today. If maybe this weekend you're going to go shave some strokes because we all like to play around the Masters and then get home for the afternoon stuff. Maybe on moving day you're going to be out there, and maybe you're going to go watch the Masters after at a little sports bar, and you download the Circa Sports app. You take a look at the second round matchups. I'm looking at the Circa Sports app right now. Rory McIlroy going up against Xander Schauffele. Rory's minus 114. Xander minus 106. Where do you like there? Matt Fitzpatrick going up against John Rahm, 142, minus 142 for John Rahm, 122 for Matt Fitzpatrick. All of these round 2, they'll have round 3 matchups, round 4 matchups, and finishing position as the tournament continues. That's all available with the Circa Sports app, now available in Illinois. Visit circasports.com for more details and get ready to start betting like a pro. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
We had the fine people from Illinois Recovery Center in the studio yesterday in the 9 o'clock hour. Transform your story at Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, the team believes in the strength of every individual's journey to recovery. Whether you're taking the first step or continuing your path, the IRC's dedicated team's here to support you. Discover the path to lasting recovery and renewal at Illinois Recovery Center, where compassionate support meets personalized care for your unique journey. And what Chris and Eric were talking about yesterday is their family program, and that's a huge part of this, because if somebody is going into rehab, it's not going to be just about them. It impacts family members, whether it be mother, father, wife, husband, children, and extended family and friends. And the family program at Illinois Recovery Center is a huge part of what the healing process is. So call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. That's Illinois Recovery Center. The Collier and Thompson phone lines are ringing. Plowhawk, you were talking with someone. Who were you talking with?
Ellen's on the phone, ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, caller Ellen is on the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Good morning, caller Ellen.
Hi, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Well, I'm good. So, Tim, maybe you can answer. This is the thing that's been confounding about Otani to me, and I just can't seem, and maybe it's been written about and I haven't seen it, but the financial institution that holds his money, and I don't know if it's an American one or a Japanese one, so maybe one of your higher net worth individuals could shine some light on this.
Maybe Mr. Licks.
Real ones. We need real ones.
But I know the people I know who have way more money than I do, there are so many firewalls to get access to large dollar amounts. I mean, huge firewalls. I mean, even if you're making like a huge contribution to a charity, it's sort of, I mean, it's, you've got to talk to this person, then you've got to talk to that person, then it has to be authenticated, and you have to authenticate the person who you're talking to on the phone, and it's their phone number and it's their voice. And so I'm just wondering what kind of an arrangement he would have had to have just absolutely given up all rights to even, I mean, he basically just gave this guy full power of attorney, I guess, and said, hey, it's all yours to do with whatever you want.
That's exactly what I think it was.
Is that right? Okay.
You hit the nail on the head, and the phrase that I would use. This is all theory because I don't know.
Well, it's the only thing that makes sense,
right?
Because otherwise, I would think the financial institution would be in huge trouble.
That they met with the financial institution, and here's my interpreter, and he is full authority for my money.
But is it legal for Otani to play dumb? Like, let's say there is a power of attorney.
That's a totally separate conversation than what Ellen just asked.
But what about the paperwork? If he's a power of attorney, is it a verbal agreement, or did they sign sort of?
Yeah, 100%. That's what a power of attorney is. Power of attorney isn't word of mouth.
But that's weird. I don't know. Then what's considered?
I don't understand what's weird about that.
What's considered stealing then? If Otani giving him full control of his bank account, I realize
it's
gambling,
misrepresentation to steal. So what I'm saying is that I don't see it as being on the financial institution.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I mean it's stealing
I don't
from
know if
Otani.
they went to that level, but boy, it's really incredible to me how stringent. Financial, it just has changed a lot since all the stuff in 2008 and 2009, and of course now with fraud and identity theft and all that stuff. It is just so. I mean, the hurdles are pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So that's always been the part that's kind of confounded me.
Yeah, and I want to keep anytime I talk about it. It's not like I know. My bigger picture opinion on this is how he has already been convicted in the mind of the public opinion, and now Major League Baseball is in with the feds and covering this whole thing up for the purpose of keeping Otani's image as pristine as it possibly can be and not upsetting the apple cart of perhaps the biggest international star in the history of the game. And from the get-go on it, I was like, well, I could see how it could happen. I don't know. I want to keep reemphasizing that. But what strikes me is, as I was listening to people talk about it and reading the conversations, I thought, my God, people have come to the conclusion that he was guilty, and I find that to be incredibly unfortunate, but that I understand that happens. That's nothing new. What stands out to me and makes this newsworthy to me now is you actually have the complaint and the document of the complaint public, and he's facing $16 million in theft as far as what he did. And 9,700 pages of text were reviewed, and they don't talk about gambling one time over 4 years, and people still don't believe it. And so it just speaks to how once you're accused, you may be acquitted in a court of law, but in the court of public opinion, it sticks with you for a good long while.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I feel bad for the guy. I mean, I think he's basically guilty of trusting the wrong guy, which, who of us hasn't been guilty of that from time to time? So anyway, that's all I have. I know everyone's really happy to hear from me after a long, time away. So
you were vacationing in the Hamptons, right?
Yes, I did indeed. And seems like a long time ago all of a sudden. But yeah, I'm back, baby.
Oh, well, how about that? I like that. Clip that off.
I love it.
Thank you, caller Ellen.
All right. See you, boys.
Caller Ellen with it. Let's see, Ellen, it's about how it is set up. If you are the first to have the windfall of money, you have to find the person to set up the firewalls. And 100% Mr. Licks has zero access to his wife's family's money. It's from the Orson Woods Wacko, but that was a great question. Caller Ellen. And another thing, for the record, because I do believe that is what happened. I could be wrong. Again, no, is Otani and Ipe called the bank. So that's another thing. So that's where it gets into and misrepresented that he was Otani.
Yeah.
So that's another element of the thing. But again, I don't think that he doesn't have control of that money without documents being signed.
Right.
That's. By the way, I want to keep emphasizing, I don't know this. I get my default position when I see something being passed off as fact when it's not is to present the possible, hey, this might not be true. It's not a real popular spot because that means you're going against, in 2024, social media momentum and saying, hey, this might not be accurate. And then like I'm covering up for Shohei Otani or Major League Baseball as if I have every reputation or relationship with them. But I just I could see how Otani is being truthful. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say.
I think what the weird thing about it is, I think for the people looking at this story, especially for myself, is you see this with like lottery winners, people who've never had money, fame, success, people, trying to grab
you're
at
right
you.
about that.
Otani's been a superstar since he was 14 in Japan. Like, I feel like he's had some sort of quasi representation or, a good PR team around him for 15 years of his baseball career, what he'd done in Japan and what he's currently doing now. So it's amazing that that type of guy who has the ability to surround himself with the best of the best people are still getting swindled by a best friend. Again, you see this when somebody won $300 million in the lottery and your aunt and uncle just swindled you out of $10 million, or your quote-unquote financial advisor you found in the yellow pages. This guy has had the best of the best access his entire adult life, and to be swindled like this, it's irresponsible on Otani's part, even if he's innocent, which it seems to be that he is. I think that's what blows me away, is somebody with this kind of access and knowledge still doesn't really know how to, get the bank situation settled and really doesn't care what's in a bank account.
I could see it. He viewed the guy as his brother. Mm-hmm. So you're going to trust that guy more than like a stranger at a high-powered firm, accounting or otherwise. I'm catching wind of Ken not understanding that taxes are withheld from his paycheck. Forget the 2 hours of daily radio production. Can Hubbard enroll Ken in some online classes to learn financial skills? For the love of God, the fact that this man survived in modern society for this long is a miracle. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins. You understand that taxes are withheld from your paycheck?
I do know.
Little Tommy Tribbins, Texter of the Year in 2023.
I was thinking maybe some of that money he put back in there was from gambling debts, which wouldn't have been taxed, and that money would have went back in there.
Nice.
Ellen is great. Haters F off. That's from the Concord Caulk. How about that, caller Ellen? Support from the text inbox.
You know who needs to shut up, though, is Pete Rose.
Drag City.
And the white flat bill?
Just drag
No, I mean, he's coming out. If I had an interpreter, I guess I'd be in the Hall of Fame if I had an interpreter. No, the difference is that he hasn't proven that he gambled the money away. There's proof that you gambled. Whether you had an interpreter or not, it would have come out that your interpreter took your money. But you still gambled. So it has nothing to do with the interpreter.
Pete Rose is signing like bobbleheads at a kiosk at like Fremont Street, right? Like, this guy needs like relevancy as much as I need a puff of like a hit of weed. Like, this guy is seeing an opportunity to make his name relevant again, and bravo, he's doing a great job of it. Because I'm with you, Iggy. It is annoying. It's two opposite sides of the fence, but this guy is very desperate, and he has a perfect opportunity to
Look, do I believe Pete Rose should be
claim
in the Hall of
his
Fame?
innocence.
Yes.
Signing
Because baseball's being hypocritical now. You're keeping a guy the Hall of Fame for gambling, and you're making tons of money on gambling. You turn on ESPN. All right, the FanDuel ESPN Studios brought to you by DraftKings, and right now, if you're going to bet the Dodgers tonight, they're plus 115. Now let's get to Otani's gambling story. How dare he?
The FanDuel show brought to you by DraftKings.
Yeah, just throw everything you could out there. MGM, bet MGM, and now we're going to get into the lines, and let's talk about Otani's gambling. How dare he? It's so two-faced.
What's great is the integrity of not betting on baseball. I thought was super funny. He didn't bet a dime on baseball. That's what they came out with. So far, at least, what they found was the interpreter didn't bet on baseball at all. Because I know that was a big story as well.
I'll tell you what, if there were one thing that I would sift through on that story, that part surprises me.
That was crazy.
That part, I get why they're stating it, but that part, and why do I say that? Because he didn't have the he didn't have the moral compass to find anything objectionable about taking and utilizing $40 million of money of Shohei Otani's, but he did understand you cannot cross the line of betting on the game of baseball because clearly this guy's firing on all cylinders with his gambling addiction.
Yeah, that
strikes me as a little surprising.
He's under the investigation of Fed for $40 million, but had that integrity not to bet on the game that is best.
That he would have inside
blew
word
me
on
away. I was like, not one dime.
I don't know what the hell, he was all. I mean, if you are anybody, and I've been there. I told you about the Valspar thing a few weeks ago. I'm still alarmed by it. Now, I made a lot of money on it, but my God, the fact that I had that still like in my, mentality that just like for 10 minutes I'm going to sit down and fire off a S-load of bets on the Valspar. Like, what in the hell am I doing? why do I bring that up? Because if you are a degenerate gambler, you're just betting on anything and everything. And you're usually associating yourself with other degenerate gamblers. And you're saying, oh, I really like the over on Toledo, on Tuesday night. Okay, let's watch this. Oh, and then you're texting each other about, oh, God. But you're like, well, I would love to, but as you know, I can't bet on baseball.
Right, which he might have like it's some inside
but
track
I
on.
suppose, if you want to just play along with this, if they really did think he was betting for Otani, then that's what could have been put an alert on it because of the baseball thing. I still think that part is like that's the I got a compartment. I'm going to steal the money, but I can't possibly jeopardize his Hall of Fame candidacy. I don't know. Let's see. The match boy missed the boat today. What does that mean?
No idea.
The match boy missed the boat today.
Oh, his text above that. Someone tell Iggy his hat does not match his 3/4 zip.
Okay.
Oh.
No, not really.
Close.
I don't know. Kind of a Sherbert look.
I've never seen that color of cardinal cap.
Yeah, that's why I got it, because I liked it. I've never seen orange before.
Oh, so that was like a washed out thing. That's the way that it came.
Yeah,
How about that?
I don't even. Is that? I can't.
Dude, on camera on
That's
YouTube,
a
it
red
literally.
green situation.
And that's
Let me see what it's doing on YouTube.
Looks like pea yellow.
It does. It does not look how it looks sitting next to you.
Nuts.
The
It looks like
three-quarter
it's
zip
shining,
is
like a
kind of
halo.
peach, and this is orange. My pants are black and checkered, and I'm wearing my Learn socks today. Nothing matches.
You have learn socks?
Wow, you really do. Huh.
Are they like pictures of her, or is it just say?
Yep,
orange?
those are pictures, sir.
Oh my God, yeah.
That was I got those on the.
That take the crusty sock thing to a whole nother dimension.
Now, look, I didn't buy them. Somebody gave
Sorry.
them to me the unboxing back in 2020. So
Well, you've had those for 4 years?
yeah, I think I've worn them twice.
Okay, I'm gonna say my socks get wore out after about a year.
They're very comfortable socks. Maybe I'll go down the hallway and she'll learn.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll like it.
Wish KG was
I think you just
here to
break-
get that video.
Just go into the studio.
No, you can take a
say-
picture of me.
Yeah, let's
Hey, look,
see
put
Riz's
your-
facial reaction when you do that.
Put your foot on the table.
I'll take a picture.
Deadpan.
I'll take a picture and I'll send them to learn.
Update from Augusta. A tribute to Chris Vernon. Jordan Spieth has carded a 9 and closes out his first round at +7. He got a 9 on 15, then bogeyed 17, shot a 79 in the first round. He will tee off in the second round at 942. As far as other big names who are going to be facing the cut this afternoon, Dustin Johnson's +5, Ricky Fowler +4, Hideki Matsuyama, my darling, is +4.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that's bad news. I guess he was Chalk City. Adam Scott +4. Jason Day in his attire might not make the weekend, which is kind of unfortunate. He's at +3. As far as the leaderboard, your leaders are not on the golf course and really won't be as far as DeChambeau and Scheffler for a little bit. DeChambeau teeing off at 10:54, Scheffler at 12:48. And then in third place out on the golf course in his second round through 6 is Cameron Davis, who's 2 under through 6. Nikolai Højgaard is just teed off for the second round. He is even. Max Homa, he's a 5 under even for his round. Max Homa posted a 5 under in his first round playing with Tiger Woods. He is at 5 under par and tees off here in a matter of moments at 9:18. There is your top 5. Did Tiger finish it even?
I bogeyed 18.
So +1?
From the fairway, too. He's in the fairway on 18.
That's just like he bogeyed 14 from 120 out. I'm sure he wasn't 120 out on 18. That's a much longer situation. As far as the cut goes, I'm a data golf guy, and datagolf.com has got this cut line right now. Most likely cut is +3. That's 42.3% at the moment. Second most likely cut, +4, 28.8%. And then +2 is at 19.5%. And then there's a bell curve of other possible outcomes. All I know is this, for those of you who are going to be watching the Masters and gambling, the wind there is expected to be insane today and throughout the day. So I could see it being carnage at Augusta National. I am intrigued to see how it plays for Scotty Scheffler, who, by finishing with a 6 under, has set the stage for running away and hiding with this thing, which I don't know. Part of me would be like, okay, now the world will understand just how great this guy is. But then rather have a competitive back nine because we really didn't have a competitive back nine last year. Was it Koepka chasing Rahm last year?
Yeah.
Is that right?
And Mickelson had a late charge, but
he teed off earlier though and made the charge.
I think a DeChambeau, Scheffler, you got PGA Tours like saving grace versus a live rival like going into Sunday. I think that'd be a fun.
I'd love it.
duo to
I'd
have
certainly love it if it happens. I'd be surprised if it happens. But I was saying this, as I made reference to in the 7 o'clock hour read, what Jay Delsing sent me. Jay Delsing, St. Louis, and he's on 101 ESPN. I didn't realize I'm not saying this flippantly. You would know, Iggy. You'd be the only person on the show who would know how good he was. I mean, I knew he's a professional golfer, so obviously he's good. But he was one of the top players at UCLA. He played with Haven, and then had hundreds of starts. And had a couple second-place finishes, but never won. Right. But anyway, now a broadcaster. He was on the Chambers Bay broadcast on Fox when Spieth won and Johnson three-putted. Let's see. He goes, I believe DeChambeau wins this event before he's finished. So he wasn't. This was on Wednesday night when we were texting. He is one of the rarest clubs to have won the U.S. Open and U.S. Am and NCAA. Jack, Tiger, and DeChambeau. Always wonder about his putting, but you don't win at Winged Foot without great hands and touch. The problem is with Liv, I've lost touch with him, but he has levels and gears few do. That was sent on Wednesday night, and so then I went and go, well, Jay's really high on Delsing, on DeChambeau. I'll throw him on a few DraftKings teams. And so maybe he can hang. I don't view him in that way, but he certainly dominated Winged Foot, and maybe he can do it. The guys who are right behind him, in Davis and Højgaard, I'd be surprised. But one of the things that Wellington said is keep an eye on the guys who are fresh off of a Ryder Cup, and then they play their first major. And we were thinking more along the lines of some other players, but Nikolai Højgaard was on the Ryder Cup team. I know maybe 0.5% of the audience is familiar with Nikolai Højgaard. I don't even know how you spell his name because I don't know what they're doing with that O and the slash through it. But he's fresh off of a Ryder Cup, and that gives you some confidence in those situations.
Ludwig Aberg is
that's another guy. That's another guy that I would agree with. That's just a little more mainstream than he. But he closed out his first round with a double bogey on 15, so he wound up being +1. So anyway, there it is. If I could do it right now, I would bet Scotty Scheffler, which I know is not a cutting edge take, but I just think that there's not an understanding of just how ridiculously the gap between him and everybody else is with regards to how tight his shot dispersion is.
If the wind is up today, it will be interesting to see how DeChambeau plays because he hits the ball so high, right to left, and Scheffler can at least hit a boring shot if he has to through the wind, and DeChambeau hits it so high.
I was saying this to Jackson during the commercial break. All of the pins are on the right for the second round, to the delight, I'm sure, of DeChambeau and P. Reed taking care of the live guys with their pin placements for the second round. All right, it's 9:03 in St. Louis. We'll get ready for the Schaefer Door Company 9 o'clock hour. Drops of the week coming away, along with the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. Then Jackson and I go down the hallway, and all we're going to do is talk golf. Jackson, tell the people what's coming up on Balloon Party.
Yeah, it's the Friday six-shooter, but today we'll call it the Friday double bogey.
They would go nuts if all we did is talk golf.
Like broke down them like into quadrants. We're like, let's talk about it right here. Here's the 8th hole. You got a long par 5 here with the mounds on the right, mounds on the left. Yeah.
You should just put the golf on like a YouTube feed, and then you guys just sit there silently for like 5 minutes and watch golf.
Like Francesa during a Mets game you bet on.
He's essentially doing
the Friday fairway.
Let's not forget Ken scoffed at Jackson wearing Ted Lasso socks yesterday. HR is adding this one to their file. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven. Did you scoff?
Did he?
I thought you said you liked Ted Lasso, or you haven't watched it.
I said I haven't watched it.
No, there was a slight. There was a slight.
There was a scoffing.
It's a little bit. There was a slight scoff.
Maybe he
right
was.
There. I remember
maybe our
slight scoff.
heel turn. I don't know.
Maybe he.
Oh, you think Jackson's a heel turning?
I was just being honest. There was a slight scoff.
He did pick you to beat Mr. Licks, though. In fairness,
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I love you, Iggy, but there was a slight
Maybe he's running a metagame on us.
No, it was a slight scoff.
Maybe Iggy planned on wearing Learns today, and then saw the Ted Lasso and felt like you were kind of stealing his thunder.
I just have very few dress socks, and so my Ted Lasso.
Is that right? You don't have a lot of dress socks? What were you wearing yesterday? Oh, you were wearing the Ted Lasso with the suit.
You consider those dress socks?
Closest thing I got. It's better than wearing like my high white Puma socks that I wear when I play basketball.
You know what I've noticed? You've complimented some of my shoes recently.
Yeah, I like those a lot. Those Air Jordan 1s.
That people, not just, it's not a man or woman thing. Really pay attention to shoes because I've gotten a few new pairs of shoes.
Yeah, but it's all about what calf. Also, like,
you think they're trying to look at my calves?
Slickest shoes on the planet. We could have bird legs like myself, looking like a flamingo walking up into Westboro. You're just not going to get the amount of compliments.
Is that what it's about? So you think it's a calf thing?
With the thick calves.
Oh my God! I think we're being terminated on the air.
Oh man,
ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the show for a startling appearance, market manager John Kiowski.
Hey guys!
Hi John.
Welcome to the show.
Great to see you.
Hey, did the adoption go through?
I would really like to tell that story.
Jackson, dressed up like
Wasn't
that.
I so dapper?
You were dapper.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we were both wearing.
Kind of sexy.
Yeah,
John, right behind you is my suit. That's right. Yeah,
look at that.
I left it here overnight to just let it air out.
You ever seen one that nice?
I've never seen one like that. So shoes. What do you think of these?
Yeah.
And no
sharp
socks.
look.
Yeah.
Sharp look.
Because Iggy always likes my clothes.
Yeah, you're very well dressed.
Okay.
You are, yeah.
Yeah, those are Italian.
Come on, look
Ferragamo.
at that.
Bruno Magli's?
Yeah, they are.
Wow, is that right?
Yeah.
Look at the eyes
How
on
about
Iggs.
that? Look at
Life,
Iggy.
It's
Iggy's like, wow.
God, you are really good at the bluff.
Yeah, I have to. I work with you. So you really going to talk golf for an hour and
my God.
and not really be
How
on
did
the
you
air,
hear
just
this?
standing outside listening.
We are.
So we are being terminated. We are being terminated.
I didn't know the show was going over the air.
Tell you guys I loved you.
Thanks, John.
Well, thanks for dropping by.
And, oh my God, Ed Jackson, handsome man.
Thank you, sir.
Look at that.
Thank you.
You just got the endorsement of the market
I
manager.
think it was the red tie too. He's representing the Cardinal Nation.
Is that what that was?
I wish I had another tie in my.
Yeah, you
my
did also
closet.
say that you were limited on the tie selection.
Extremely limited. In
So
fact, I have one.
You have one tie.
That's right.
And you have, when it comes to dress socks, you only have the Ted Lasso socks.
And like a pair of, there's like one more. I have like one more pair of dress socks, and I have one sport coat, the same sport coat I wore in high school. So not deep in the formal dress wear bag. The pants I was wearing were about 2.5 sizes too big, so they're really scrunching up. This is not my best look.
See, if you need a tie for any situation, I have about 15 of them, and I love the paisley style ties. Me, those look sexy as hell. And
just never
You
wear
like
ties.
a sexy paisley.
I love
I never wear a tie.
tie.
I never wear clothes that like me wearing a suit yesterday.
From
was
my
crazy.
television days, I would guess I have 50 plus, and I bet I've worn a tie. Man. I mean, I guess I wore a tux to my sister's wedding last weekend, but I don't count that. I don't know if I've worn a tie more than once in the last few years. Because what you're wearing now is a sport coat with an open collar shirt. I mean, that's usually what it is. And I don't know if the tie will come back.
In fairness, I have access to like all my father's ties, as he was an educator. He wore a tie every day. But I was like, and I don't. Yeah, I don't think ties or most formal dress wear that you might have seen like in movies in the 80s and 90s when people going to work in full suits. That's
I was doing
us.
that in the I'd be down at Busch Stadium doing live reports, and you obviously have the dirt of the areas around the batting, the on deck circle, and doing live shots, and dirt's kicking up. And I remember those guys always like, "Why are you wearing a suit?" Because they would wear like kind of the sports. Right now, the sportscaster outfit is suit with like light shoes.
Jordans usually.
Yeah, that's the move.
Not the Doug of the navy blazer with the gold buttons, blue Oxford khakis, loafers.
You usually see the high money people. Obviously, we're out of talking about local television now at this
I don't know what
point.
you're talking about.
But like the joggers are in now, man.
Big
The
time.
no ankle socks, so like the it looks sockless. You got the really nice dress shoes. Even
I think
joggers
that's something
you can get away
though
with
that is better suited for your age range, your age
100%,
range.
yeah.
I think if I'm playing with a guy who's around 50 and he's wearing that,
Joggers? Yeah, that's aggressive.
Yeah,
It's
if I
like
saw
when-
a dog wearing joggers, I would
It's
be
like
alarmed.
when Albert wore high socks when he had, kind of got a little beefier. It just wasn't a great look. It just was not what you wanted to see
Looked
at
like a
hole
beer
number
league
5.
softball player.
Yeah, it's just you keep the pants low, Albert. I didn't like that look out of him.
All right, it's 9:09, so we got a break for the 9 o'clock hour. That's presented by Schaefer Door Company. We'll have the drops of the week. We'll have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. All of that coming your way. Then Jackson and I will go down the hallway and hour of golf talk. It's all it's going to be.
The Friday double bogey.
That's coming up on Balloon Party. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown & Group.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. Got one from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We are seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
John, I'm so tired of this kitchen. We haven't updated anything since we moved in. The stove looks like it's from the 90s, and the rest is... Are you even listening to me?
Did you say something, honey? Yeah, no, kitchen's fine. We have cabinets. There's food in the cabinets. We're good.
Oh my God.
Guys, if this sounds a little familiar, trust me, your wife is probably right. It's time for a remodel. Collier & Thompson is the company to trust. Not just for kitchens and bathrooms, but for any interior remodeling job. Need a new man cave? Collier & Thompson. Office? Collier & Thompson. Bar? You got it. Collier & Thompson. They even do wine rooms and fireplace walls. Collier & Thompson is your go-to source for every design consideration. They carry the best cabinets, appliances, and countertops in the business. And better yet, it's all under one roof. No need to drive around to 5 to 10 different businesses for one job. At Collier & Thompson, they do it all. Their showroom is on Manchester Road in Baldwin, right next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Let Collier & Thompson bring your dream remodel to reality and come home to quality. Online at collierandthompson.com.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Temperatures are finally warming up here in St. Louis, and while that means more fun in the sun, it could also spell disaster for your lawn. Rain equals spring weeds, and now is the best time to get ahead of it. Green Envy has been here in St. Louis for more than a decade, servicing and treating lawns just like they would their very own. Crabgrass can lay dormant for years until the conditions are right, and the massive amounts of moisture we've had is sure to wake up even the oldest crabgrass seeds. Green Envy only uses products that have been formulated for Missouri soil, weather conditions, and turf types, not national generic products that are insufficient and ineffective. Let the experts at Green Envy help you choose the best treatment program for your lawn this season. Phone lines are open 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 9 to 1 to take your calls and answer questions. Call Green Envy today at 636-757-1600 or visit greenenvylawns.com and make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have two questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Featuring the morning after, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. And another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
It's the Brown & Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2,
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Ooh, where is Philly Mick? Yo, where is Philly Mick? Even Paul? Yo, where is Philly Mick? Even Paul? Yo, where is Philly Mick? Even Paul? Philly Mick got the picks. Philly Mick got the picks. Where the Paulie at? Trying to hit the ball straight. Sweating Met braids over 8. He trying to hit the ball straight. Sweating Max braids over 8. Philly Mix got the pick. Philly Mix got the pick. Tony Dino, where is Dino? Yo, where is Anderson Flay? Yo, where is Anderson Flay? One over. Ooh. Yo, where is Anderson Flay? Nothing rhymes with Shohei. Nothing rhymes with Shohei. I hope it's ironclad Shohei. I made another rhyme with Shohei. I made another rhyme with Shohei. This was going on at Augusta. It's going on at Augusta. Yo, where is Tiger though? Yo, where is Tiger though? T.O. at 254. 254. 254. 254. Tiger was kicking the door. At 254. Go Tiger. Go Tiger. Go Tiger. Go Tiger.
Oh, man. I'm a
Get you
Chris
pumped
Vernon
up.
lemming.
It's really commendable because he does that for like 6 minutes straight, and there are times where he just runs out of gas and he like ducks under the console.
Is that right?
Because he is just out of gas trying to do that, and they got like mascots behind him bouncing up and down. It's great. Shout out to Verno.
God bless. St. Louis and Parkway
right.
Central, if I'm not mistaken. Colt.
Yep. Done
Still
great
in
work.
Memphis?
Done great work in Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
Works with the
He ain't
ringer.
looking to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I try to get him here. I always tell the story. This is a tradition. The Masters tradition is me talking about meeting with the KFNS owner when we were going over there. And he wanted a new afternoon drive show. And I said, well, I got the answer for you. And he got on the phone. We were meeting at Billy G's. He just called him up right there. Hey, bud.
Oh, yeah.
how would you like to come back to St. Louis? And he's happy and he loves the NBA, and so I know St. Louis is live for an expansion team.
Mm-hmm.
But having the Grizzlies there, and he works with Bill Simmons at the Ringer, so he's good, and I think he's making a nice living as well, and doesn't want to uproot his family, even though he is a native St. Louisian. So if you watch those Masters updates from Chris Vernon, Grind City Media in Memphis, he's Parkway Central through and through. Schaefer Door Company, 9 o'clock hour here on TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Jackson Burkett is in studio. Doug Vaughn is vacationing in the Hamptons, but Doug recorded a Brown and Crouppen live read before he left. Is that correct, Plowhawk? All right, here we go.
If you have a potential personal injury case, Brown & Crouppen is a local law firm here to serve you. We've all gotten to know Terry Crouppen and Andy Crouppen and Ed Herman very well on their appearances here on The Morning After. Wonderful guys, and the kind of guys you would like to have in your corner if you have a personal injury case. They'll give you that free evaluation. They'll work on a contingency basis, no upfront cost at all to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid, and they've won more than $1 billion in compensation for the clients. They are the local law firm that is on your side. They've grown into one of the largest personal injury firms in the entire Midwest. If you think you may need Brown & Crouppen services, call them at 314-222-2222 or go to brownandcrouppen.com. Make sure to let them know you heard about it here on TMA. Remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
There it is. Brown & Crouppen, presenting sponsor of our program, and Schaefer Door Company is presenting sponsor of the 9 o'clock hour on The Morning After. This is something that homeowners know all about. It's not a pleasant feeling. You hear a loud bang in your garage, and you go, what in the hell was that? Then you go to open the garage door, and it's not moving. What happened was the spring busted, brother. That's exactly what happened. That's where Schaefer Door Company comes into play. SCHAEFERDOOR.com. Call or text this number, 636-782-3608, 636-782-3608, or go online at schaeferdoor.com, SCHAEFER door.com. That's going to get you the quickest response time, and it's a number that's specifically set up for our audience. They service all kinds of garage doors for both service and new installations. And what they do, for those of you who deal with that problem over the weekend, I've had that happen. It sucks. They have Monday morning standby service for those doors that break over the weekend. They also service commercial doors as well. If you run a business or warehouse with big, tall doors, Schaefer is experienced in these types of jobs. The business has multiple multi-family members working there, and they have been working there for a good long while. Speaks to the stability and character of the business and the people operating it. It's big enough to get any job done, but small enough to talk with a person who can have an important issue that requires urgency. The service techs are not commission-based, so you don't have to worry about that going on. Go to schaeferdoor.com or call or text 636-782-3608. Schaefer Door is a Clopay Master Authorized Dealer. That's Schaefer Door Company, sponsor of our 9 o'clock hour. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday. It's the Schaefer Door Company 9 o'clock hour, and that means it's time for our drops of the week.
Morning After. Drops of the week.
Yeah, you gotta drop it like a hot dog.
It's a wonderful drop.
Indeed it is.
Clip that off.
Clip that off.
Clip that off!
What happened at the Tushy booth?
This team is awful.
I think Bob is real too.
Dillian, are we supposed to be doing homework? What is going on here? Oh, are we going to my bedroom?
That wasn't bad with a whale tail coming up out of the...
You like a whale tail?
I don't mind it.
What about what?
What about birds?
Grip it tighter.
Quick question for you. If Learn ever got divorced, would you make a play or would you just let it be?
I'm talking here. Please let me talk.
Days before Instagram, where you go check out a hot guy at the bowling alley.
The doorman at the Tushy booth.
If you're addicted to sex, you're going to find it.
So she's surrounded by like 5 cops, and then I said, I liked it the first time I saw him was Capu.
You clearly never owned a Sybian.
Everybody's like, oh, do it. I don't care. Do it. Now look.
I got the 830 Recreator on my bag.
How's he as a loop?
You know, he brought you on the field. You need to call your dad. Who are you to tell me to call my dad?
Probably better left alone, you know.
Well said.
Hello?
Posting a feet pic? I said, you're leaving money on the table, sister.
Nice comment.
That was Drops of the Week.
Drop, down, drop. Get it.
Yep, great week. Great week on the floor.
Strong.
Really nice week. Hey, Green Envy's been in business in St. Louis for over a decade, and they only use products that are formulated for our Missouri and Illinois soil, weather conditions, and turf types. No national, generic, cheap, and effective products. With all the rain we got earlier this week, you're going to see weeds exploding with the warm temperatures this weekend, so now's the time to get ahead of it. And keep this in mind. When you are a Green Envy customer, there are no charges for service calls for weed touch-up or reapplying weed control. Crabgrass going to be a big problem this year in the St. Louis area with the massive amount of moisture we've received this week. You're going to see it wake up even the oldest crabgrass seeds. Crabgrass can lay dormant until conditions are right for up to 15 years. The conditions are right now. Get it taken care of. Doug's a client. I'm a client. We recommend you become a client at Green Envy, 636-757-1600, 636-757-1600. That is Green Envy, loyal TMA sponsor. And 2060 Digital is a Hubbard company, and it's a company we're thinking about starting to work with at Sound Story, as a matter of fact. It's a digital marketing agency. In today's fast-paced world of digital marketing, making meaningful connections with your audience can be a daunting challenge for any business, but what if there was a place where connections aren't just made, but nurtured for growth? Enter 2060 Digital, our sister company, backed by a 100-year-old media empire, just like 105.7 The Point, both HD1 and HD2. If you are a business owner or marketer seeking more strategic ways to reach and engage customers, look no further than 2060 Digital. With 12 years of expertise, 2060 specializes in simplifying the complexities of digital marketing. The 2060 team demystifies the process by transforming it from a challenge into an opportunity for your business. Whether it's enhancing your brand's online presence, optimizing digital campaigns, or increasing customer engagement, 2060 is here to propel your business going forward. Think your business has room to grow? Let 2060 prove it to you. Visit 1057thepoint.com/2060digital to request a complimentary digital audit today. Send your emails in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. Comes your way at approximately 9:45 the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And compete to be TMA Listener of the Month, presented to you by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. And keep in mind, we have an extra prize for April, 2 tickets to Judas Priest, in addition to the Milagro Tequila prize pack. That's all coming your way for being the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month. Iggy, what do we have going on at Augustus? Chris Vernon.
No, the leaders are out on the course. Tiger has got about a 15-footer for birdie on the first hole. Max Homa out of the rough has about 12 feet.
For birdie? Or not?
Yeah.
Oh, he was hitting a second shot out of them.
Yeah, he was in the rough, but hit a nice shot, and it's about 12 feet.
Is this Max's time?
It could be.
He was one of the only guys to birdie 5 yesterday. There's only like 5 guys who ended up birdieing number 5.
5's a batch.
Yeah, 5 and 10. 10 is a mother. Goodness gracious. And I guess depending on where they put the pin on 2, it can either become a birdie hole or please avoid double.
My guy Peter Malnati, he birdied it this morning, so that tends to tell me that it's a birdie hole.
He's still high human, I think.
He is 2 under on his round through 5, so he's mounting a Sunday charge. You know who high human is, Iggy? I like that phrase.
It was Malnati going into today.
I know, and I told you it was no longer, so who is it now?
High human.
You like that?
As opposed to...
Minwoo Lee.
Sam Burns is lurking for that. Keegan Bradley is... I mean, these scores are big out there. This wind is putting up some... it's the last person to win a major.
Brian Harmon?
That's correct.
Yeah, he fired a nasty
God, he was 2 under through like 12 holes yesterday.
The Hawk is not your friend, and the Hawk is up.
He's a Georgia native, no?
He is, and he has never scored well. Minus 1 year. Not never, but only one time, I think, has he had a good Masters. He is plus 9, shot an 81. So, Brian Harmon. Dustin Johnson, 6 over. Keegan Bradley, 7 over. Jordan Spieth, 7 over. Fred Couples, 8 over. Gary Woodland, 4 over. Ricky Fowler, 4 over. Hideki Matsuyama, 4 over. And then, meanwhile, I think there's a chance Scotty Scheffler goes and wins this thing by... I keep saying it. I know I keep saying it, and I'm saying it in a way I'm almost like trying to jinx it. Even though I've got him on some DraftKings teams. I worry that he's going to run away and hide, and we're going to have a boring Sunday. So...
There is a thought, because his wife is like 8.5 months pregnant, that she could go into late. I mean,
So he's going to have a 6-stroke lead and bolt to Dallas?
she's not due for another 3 weeks, I believe I read on Golf Digest, but I think Dan Rappaport asked him about that yesterday, and he was like, should I be more concerned about it? Because, like, that would be a tough spot. Like, Sunday morning, she goes into labor. What do you do?
Yeah, leave it to a
Play through.
Leave it to a Barstool guy to put that in his head.
Well,
So you're not happy with the Barstool guy, it
I like
sounds
Dan
like.
Rappaport. I think he's different than the rest of the four, because they hired him late because he was just a golf journalist. He's on Full Swing. He does a bunch of the interviews on that.
You don't like him, Iggy?
Yeah, I have no problem with any of those guys. They're doing their thing. That's fine.
I don't know. I saw Tiger. I think Riggs tweeted out last night, and I think what they do is amazing on foreplay. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
but he tweeted out. I mean, Tiger was like 80 or 90 yards from the pin, just a nice little chip. Got it to probably about 3 feet. Nice little spin, and he goes, "Oh, I can go to bed, and this will be the last memory that I have before I go to bed." It's like, dude, it was like a 90-yard chip shot. I mean, everybody in the field would have hit it probably to a back same spot. I don't like that he had this mythical figure because he's 48 years old.
I think he plays up his Tiger fandom.
He does.
I think that's kind of like his not bit necessarily, but he plays up how much he loves Tiger because Tiger's been so good to him.
Yeah, and they seem to be friends, at least when they're on the course together, when Riggs is doing everything. It seems like Tiger likes him. But still, I thought that tweet was like how I see the media portraying Tiger. I hope we make the weekend. I hope we get to see him Saturday. So
Tervis Parrish doesn't like him. Rappaport's a chode. It's from Tervis Parrish. Speaking of golf, great golf, wondering if I can get some details on the trip I won back in 2019 to room with a stranger in a single-occupancy halfway house down in sunny Florida with the chance to sit on a bench near the interstate to watch you guys play around to golf with people you weren't actively trying to avoid. Last I heard from the management, quote, "Hey, Ellen Foley, congrats on the win. More info to come shortly. We're excited to see you later this fall. Be sure to visit our website to win a roll of stamps and a box of porn Iggy left underneath Tim's desk. Thanks. That's from Gus Grundlehort. Tilly had the front farts last night, so I slept at my neighbor's cage."
Our station gave away a trip to play golf in
With
Jupiter.
strangers.
Really?
Hell of a prize package.
And a roll of stamps.
I doubt that. Yeah, that roll of stamps thing is still going around.
Yeah, I will have to contact the management from them.
No, I still get
you still in touch?
I still get the email.
What is the email? There's an email you're getting emails from John Hadley?
No, just from the station, 590 rewards.
Oh.
And the last...
Well, that's not from John Hadley.
No, it's from the station.
Okay, well, that's different than the management.
Oh, I thought well...
2019 management.
Yeah.
Is what...
Those are great
what
days.
the Grundlehorts are referencing.
Yeah, they were wonderful.
You wake up going, man,
took
do I
a
check my
decade
email?
off my life.
But I started getting those free rewards things in 2019. And it's still forever stamps. Last chance. It's been a last chance for 5 months.
So you're not happy with the promotion?
It's not my station. You can do what you want. I don't care.
Let's see. I'm just scrolling through for an update before moving on. I mean, the numbers, I'd say 75% of the scores, and these are all early in the second round, have a plus in front of them.
So you think +4 might end up being the cut line?
Yeah. Again, you don't know, because yesterday they were expecting rain all day and they only got a couple hours of it. So, but wind is usually more a reliable forecast.
Yeah, right.
It's windy, like I said in the 7 o'clock hour. The weather guy I follow on the Twitter tweets, and a lot of daily fantasy guys do as well. He said today is going to be the windiest schedule he has seen in all of his years of doing daily fantasy weather around baseball.
Across the country.
Across the country.
Yeah, that's crazy.
+4 is the cut is at 34.9%. +3 is at 41.1%. But
J-Day expects really big win today because he doesn't have the balloon pants on. Yesterday, he almost flew away yesterday a few times.
Office at the break, Strode. That's some government gotter. I think that used to be the management DBA. My dreams are bisexual.
Yeah, that's a recent text change name change, I should say.
My favorite TMA prize was the Warenberg movie tickets that could only be used on Wednesdays before 2 p.m. and expired in 5 days. That's from the Hunchback of Oncastle.
What about when the guy got his Florida, Missouri tickets 2 hours before
That was Lois
kickoff?
Wayne.
Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Yeah.
Speaking of prizes, who wins the concert with Iggy? What concert is that, Iggy?
That's Stevie Nicks.
Has that been announced? That might have been announced when I was on vacation.
No, Jessie hasn't. Jessie was off. She was in Jamaica. Yeah, we're about a month away, so no big deal. But I'm sure Jessie will let us know as soon as she picks a name.
Unsubscribe from the emails, old man. It's not that hard. That's from Beer Cats. He won the Milagro tequila.
Why don't you just not worry about what I get?
Good morning, boys. It's been a while. I've been recovering from my third anal reconstruction surgery in a year, and it's been a rough go. Luckily, I'm back off the schneid, and it's lousy with crank down here at Augusta. Last night, I was able to reel in one of my white whales of crank, VJ Singh. Dude's hanging a beer can. Just flat out wrecked me in Amen Corners porta potty. Been crapping pancakes all morning. That's from Madison Hedgecock. Well, VJ Singh enjoyed the session because he right now is trending.
Oh, run it back.
Second. Yeah.
Smooth swing.
It's his time. It's VJ Singh's time. Would that be his third green jacket, Iggy?
I think so.
He is 1 under in his round, one of the few players who's under par in his second round with the windy conditions, and 2 over for the tournament, which puts him firmly inside of what is projected to be a 4 over or 3 over cut line.
He's a Fiji native, am I correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. That'd be a nice place to go home to.
You ever been?
No. Jamaica's the furthest I've ever been out of this union.
How about that?
Yeah.
Iggy, can I come over and watch the Masters with you this weekend? I bought new lingerie, and I want you to see me model it for you. That's from Dirty Chewbacca?
No.
Maybe you can take a run at this Dirty Chewbacca. Seems infatuated with
Does seem to be a big fan of yours. Does not like KG and O-Town.
Maybe it's a woman.
That's fine. I love fans, but I will be watching golf by myself.
Is that what you're planning on doing today?
Oh, yeah.
Till Sunday around sundown?
Oh, yeah. The Masters is I look forward to the Masters every year. It's my favorite time of year to just sit there and watch. Because you know there's going to be good players at the top. I mean, there aren't, other than Danny Willett, who had a pretty good day yesterday.
You better believe it in those conditions.
It's mostly guys that are well-known golfers, that are good golfers. You don't really see a lot of no-names win Augusta.
Ain't that
Rory's 1 under. First time he shot under par in like 9 years there in his first round.
You also don't see a lot of no-names win the Fan Page Club Championship. On the bracket release show yesterday, Chairman Kurt, the Plowhawk, and Jackson gave their picks to win. For the record, I'm going with Stephen Wildwood as my play to win this event. I'm anxious to hear who you guys selected. Let's take a listen.
Before we go, I want each of you to give me your pick for the champion this year. Bet underneath the whole thing.
I got to go Chris Heck. He's a player that has seen probably the most of all the other athletes on this list. We call them athletes.
That's right.
But I think Chris Heck has familiarity. I think he has yearly pass at Gateway, which is a huge advantage. Kind of knowing where all the nooks and crannies are, all the landing spots. Knowing where pin placement is very big and important in this tournament. I'm going to have to go with my boy. Love the guy, Chris Heck. That dude is a scratch at Gateway when he's on his game. I'll give the credit to him.
If we were just going on who's the best golfer, I'd pick Tim. Tim should win. But Tim has that extremely low number. I think that's going to be tough. I'm going to go with a guy who proved last year that he could get the job done. I know he's hungry to do it again. I'm calling Dogtown Ty to repeat.
Wow. My pick, I think in tournaments like this, the higher handicap has the edge when you're talking about giving pops. I've always said if he can find just a few things in his game, he can be very dangerous. I'm going with 21 Jump Street, the STL tax lawyer himself, Mark Milton. I'm telling you, he's low-key dialed, and he's a great tax attorney, but I think he's a really good golfer who's going to have a real shot to win this J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship.
Wow.
I got Mark Milton.
Wow. It's so tough to repeat. We've never seen anybody be able to do it.
I haven't seen it.
Mark Milton will skull F somebody, but then Mark Milton also has the other side, the demon side of his game.
Yeah, but that's why match play is a little more beneficial.
I know, but I mean, it can happen in like a one-day thing where he's out there shooting like a 95.
He's got Andy Hanselman in the first round.
Yeah, he does. No, does he?
Nurse?
I feel like
Yeah,
Chris,
you're right.
Chris Heck is, kind of probably like the San Francisco Giants. Just even years.
Every other year.
He's an even year guy.
Even year guy. 1 in 22. I think 24 is going to be the year for him again. It'll be a hell of a
the
day.
athletes, Blowhawk. I like how he's describing his athletes.
One thing I did hear yesterday, I forgot you guys were on, and there was a commercial in the Master. I said, "Oh, those guys are doing the draft." So I turned it on. You guys were pretty much done with the draft, but you were talking about hole 10.
Right, the strategy on hole 10
yeah,
at Gateway.
Yeah, and I heard KG say, which you can't win it on hole 10, but you can lose it on hole 10. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I mean, it's one hole. You're either starting on 10 at your first hole.
How did you hear this?
I put it on YouTube.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I said I forgot it was on, and then when I turned it on, I think they were done with the draft, but they were talking about hole 10. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, if we start on hole 10, it'd be your first hole. Oh, you lost to hole 10, you're done. Or if you win hole 10, you can't win it on 10, but you can lose it on 10. And if you start on 1, that means you're only played 9 holes. So
now, in fairness,
so you're not happy with that observation?
That's all I heard. So that's the only thing I can break down of the thing. 'Cause that's all I heard when I turned it on. Then I turned it back off and got back to golf.
Now, I heard yesterday after Tiger blew his drive on 2 to the left, Trevor Immelman saying that area down there might as well be a Delta ticket counter, because if you hit the ball down there, you might as well buy your ticket now to go home.
How about
Friday.
that? Yeah, it's the second hole of the tournament.
That's just one hole.
That's a Masters winner.
Well, I mean, you could take an 8 on that hole, and all of a sudden now you're 4 over through 2 holes, and you're still not leaving. That's kind of a odd thing to say.
I thought it was kind of funny.
It could have been the second round, but I think it's tongue in cheek. Nobody's buying their plane ticket after 2 holes.
Some might have it set up beforehand.
But you can't lose it on hole 10.
So you do not like KG and O-Town's broadcast?
No, I mean, I guess you could if you lose the first 9 holes. If you lose that hole, yeah. You can't win it there, but you could lose it if you're 9 down going to 10. Yeah, you could.
You going for that, Iggs? You going for that green?
I always hit driver. But I don't go for the green.
You go up the right side.
I hit it over the
bunker.
Railroad ties there. Those wooden ties over the bunker.
Oh, okay. I hear you saying.
And if you put it there, and it's kind of stupid to play it that way, but I'm more comfortable hitting a fade around that bunker than hitting a 7-iron short, because I always hit it right, I hit it left. Because even if I hit it good, I'm in the fairway over there, almost pin high. But that's a tough chip. You got no green to work with. You got to hit it over that tributary, or that little drainage
fjord.
Like
yeah,
berm.
So you got to hit pretty much a perfect shot.
The play to me on that hole, and I can't believe we're breaking down a golf hole in St. Louis, but nonetheless, is to hit like a 7 or 8 iron left of the bunker, and then that way you have a miss on the left if you were to miss it badly, a real pull behind the green, and then you have a straight on of a green depth that is pretty deep, as opposed to bringing that little berm into play and then a green that slopes back to front in case you put any little spin on it, and that thing, if it's firm, it could shoot off and roll back. I know there probably aren't a lot of players with putting spin on it, but I actually think that's the way to come into that green, and I've now played it enough to go. Hitting driver is just the risk reward.
Yeah, you go long, you're in deep trouble.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're getting a pop and you're happy with your short game, then you go for the green. Even an 18, you go for the green, because even if you go in the water, you drop it, you're hitting 3, and you got like a wedge to the green. So you figure, okay, get up and down for bogey. I'm getting a par.
A lot of anger in the text inbox saying KG and O-Town was joking, including Deke Dotem. I think that was shtick by KG, and it was good. KG and O-Town says, Jackson, will you explain to Iggy what a metaphor is? I would not expect you to understand. That's from KG and O-Town.
Well, I know what a metaphor is. What is that a metaphor of?
This is going to be good.
No, a metaphor of what?
This is a figure of speech,
Well... All right, well, you're being facetious. I don't know.
He was kidding, you dementia-ridden old MFer. It's the Breakfast Club, and he is angry about it now.
I was kidding, too.
A lot of people are watching this.
I was kidding, too. It was a funny thing. I was just kidding. It was funny.
I could tell the joke.
I can't stop laughing.
Are we correct?
Do we have the audio of it? I wouldn't mind. I know that's putting you on the spot to find the audio.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't look at it at the time as a big controversial take, but
yeah,
now
it wasn't.
I
That's all I heard.
We were spitting out like hack selection stuff left and right, where you're like, oh, we really like this player's distance off the tee, but we're a little concerned with their hand.
Then I guess I would have understood it was a joke if I'd been listening to the whole thing.
Right,
that's all I heard was the whole 10 talk, so I don't know.
Yeah, we were just like messing around, because I don't know anything about any of these people outside of like the 7 or 8 they've played with or against.
That's stupid analysis. If you're getting a pop on 10 at Gateway, there's no way you're happy with your short game. You dumbass!
Yeah, you'd have to
Father Brown Eye's now angry about
double-digit pops, probably.
Well, I mean, a lot of times I'm happy with my short game. I mean, you saw it on display from 40 yards in.
You're talking about at Normandy on 18, I gather.
Yeah, well, it was still 40
Jackson,
yards.
you described that as a green large enough to port a small yacht?
I mean, that's one of the biggest greens. To be fair, it's a big green. It's a big green. There's no doubt about
I know that.
Somebody-
But if I suck with my short game, I could have chunked a few.
Yeah, it's very
and
true.
hit it 10
What'd you have to do? Make 9 out of 10 on? Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 18 handicap, there's a good chance you lay the sod over one and hit 10 yards.
I get it. I think Wellington, there was a wager, if I'm not mistaken. I remember seeing cash exchanged behind me and Iggy. I can't remember whether it was Wellington and Cletus.
Cletus had some. Cletus was back in. Iggs, are you going to play up in the fan page?
Well, Tiger just blew it over the green on 2. I mean, 20 yards over the green.
The Hawk, man.
And he's laughing.
They know the situation is just anarchy there today.
What'd you say?
Are you going to play up and sacrifice some pops, or are you going to play from the whites?
I'll play the
Isn't
whites.
that what Cletus did against me? He played up?
Did he play up? Or
no, Iggy was the caddy.
Yeah, I think we decided that it wasn't worth it to give away the pops, and there's only like 2 holes. It would have really been a big
I
advantage.
thought he played up. I thought he played from the senior tees.
Did he? I don't think he did.
I could be off the mark on that. Hey, if you're injured in a car accident, you need an attorney. You need the best one you can find. If any of my friends or family are ever injured in an accident, I want them to call Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo at Longo Biggs Injury Law. For nearly 10 years, Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo have been recognized as the top 40 under 40 personal injury lawyers by Super Lawyers, the National Academy of Personal Injury Attorneys, and the National Trial Lawyers Association. They are not the churn and burn type of law firm. With Doug and CD, you won't be just another file lost in the shuffle. If you have questions about your case, you'll talk to Doug or CD personally, and they'll handle every aspect of your case the entire way. They'll get to know you, and you'll get to know them. They're local, friendly, professional, and most importantly, excellent personal injury lawyers. They're online at longobiggs.com, LONGOBIGGS.com. That's longobiggs.com. Remember, the choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Premier Construction Exteriors does roofing, siding, windows, concrete, and more. They're veteran-owned and operated. They're a hands-on contractor. They don't subcontract all their work out to smaller companies and just tack their profit on the end price. They can work with your insurance company on the claims for storm damage to your roofing, siding, or windows. They're building their brand, a small operation that wants the best and honest solution to revitalizing your home. Located in St. Peters, Missouri, but licensed in both Missouri and Illinois. Give them a call at 314-224-2543. And that's Dan or Jay with Premier Construction Exteriors. Let them know you're a TMA listener. You get a $500 discount. $500 discount for TMA listeners. Find them on Facebook at Premier Construction Exteriors. It's Premier Construction Exteriors on Facebook, and let them know you're a TMA listener, and you get $500 off. Plowhawk, you made the switch to James Carlton. Iggy, you made the switch to
Wonderful
James Carlton.
human being.
What stands out to you about the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency?
Customer service, first and
Well, isn't
foremost.
that amazing?
Had a couple issues in Wisconsin, locked my keys in my car, wondering about what my policy was for locksmiths. He able to answer at 9 a.m.
Is that right?
pretty quickly, and he was actually out of town that weekend as well, was able to accommodate me. Bought a camper a couple years ago, wasn't sure how to add that onto my policy. Guess what? In a minute after buying it, he's there. Bought an engagement ring, wanted it insured. Guess what? Jim Carlton is there. The quick customer service that he provides, and his team, by the way, are fantastic.
Yeah, he has assembled a big team, and the reason he did that, because obviously there's expense associated with that, is to make sure that they can separate themselves from the competition with that customer service the Plowhawk was just referring to. It's James Carlton. I made the switch in 2019 myself. I think the world of James as an individual. I have had nothing but positive experiences with his team. That's why you see 363 5-star reviews. When you type James Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in a Google search, and you see 5-star reviews from 363 different clients of James Carlton. CarltonInsurance.net, or give him a call, 314-961-4800. That's James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Iggy, I picked up a body tell. What just happened?
I was just reading these guys. They're talking about Jordan Spieth. He's in a funk right now. I don't know what's going on with him. Well, how about a wrist?
Not happy.
Does he need a new wrist?
No, I mean, his wrist is bothering me.
Can you imagine golfers out for a wrist replacement surgery?
I think if you're doing the broadcast, you would know. I don't know who's doing this.
Uh-oh, you're not happy with Shane Bacon now.
Is that who it is? Shane Bacon?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, that's not a real guy, right?
How are you listening?
They put the words up there.
Oh, you mean closed captioning?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
closed
watch the
captioning.
words on the screen.
Or they put the words
It's
up
like
there.
we were playing $25,000 pyramid.
I don't see that when it says closed captioning available. It says put the words up there as available.
42.7% for +3 cut at Augusta right now. 33.6 for +4. At some point on Data Golf, I have a feeling I'm going to see +5 as a possible cut. And my guy Peter Malnati is making a Sunday charge to try and get there.
Oh,
and
damn, he is.
And I need it, Plowhawk. He is down to he's at 8. I have a great roster, but Malnati's on it with Scheffler, DeChambeau, Fitzpatrick, Taylor Moore, and Zalatoris. And Peter Malnati is standing between me and $1 million on Sunday at around 6 o'clock.
Bucket hat.
Yeah, with the bucket hat and the yellow ball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got the balloon party coming up in 10 minutes, so it's time for the design. Am I right? Is it? Did I leave anything out? Anything I haven't
you're
done?
good, dog.
All right, let's do the designer heating and cooling email of the day. Ow! Ahoy. Yeah. So, great stuff today, fellas. Just wanted to lay something out there. Real talk. Schitt's Creek's a TV show, not real life, you dolt. Further, Otani is most certainly gooning. I mean, just look at the guy. Anywho, have a great weekend, ladies. Enjoy a beverage, alcohol, or 3 in this beautiful weather. How do you do? Big Eek. Concerns, thoughts, no fooling. Lefty Jack Smear, who's a part of our fantasy baseball league.
Yes.
It's a wonderful addition.
He got in last.
He did. He did indeed. Dotem just sent in KG audio. Oh, is this the audio of the...
Oh, yeah.
So take a look. I don't know if Plowhawk, if you can get that and while I read
can probably
emails.
sign you in. Yeah, hold on. I'll sign you into the email. You can do that.
You hate, or did you filter these, by the way? I'm just reading.
Indeed.
Okay. You haters can step off. There is so much critical knowledge disseminated from the broadcast closet. We all know that Iggy would have stuck around until 11:15 to do an extra 40 minutes of the big Shishawali matchup reveal because he and his learn socks will do anything for the show. People who do thorough research and present logical and interesting arguments for Tim's question show have no life. They would be better off watching 485 episodes of a Spanish soap opera to unsuccessfully learn the language and complain that there isn't even nudity. But mostly, we cleared up tax concerns from that Schitt's Creek documentary, and it is about time to hold the actors accountable. That's from Shooter McGavin, the vice president of the 2024 Cardinals season on VHS. It's no coincidence that Tim looks incredible in blue because blue is an earth tone. And like many out here, Tim is my world. April 9th, 2024, Charles in Large won email of the day. April 10th, 2024, Drew Peacock won email of the day. Come on, Ledoux, that's 2. I haven't seen this level of miscounting since that time my buddy and my other buddy Ralphie had that ass-eating contest. It was after our big bake sale when that group of effeminate baking fathers had all passed out after drinking a bottle of peppermint schnapps. Butchie was the clean winner, no pun intended, with an impressive 11. It was a total farce when Ralphie got the trophy for eating 12. Total BS when they counted him giving Mr. Simpson the watery waffle 3 times. Dude, it snuck in line twice. That's from Phil, and his last name is McCavity. I guess you've heard the news by now. I bet we were all equally shocked when we found out that former Masters champ Larry Mize broke into the crow's nest and flashed his floppy, naked old man dog to all the amateurs last night. Early reports indicate that Larry's nuts were saggier than Jason Day's pants. It was nice of MC Hammer to allow the Aussie to borrow those baggy trousers, but I swear I've seen smaller pants at the Big and Tall store in St. Clair Square. I also feel compelled to weigh in on the fan page Club Championship bracket reveal video, which featured 3 poors cosplaying as rich people. Let me remind you that just because you wear a tie doesn't mean you're wealthy. First off, how much weed did Darren smoke yesterday? A lot. Good grief, that man was higher than my cholesterol. Dude was so high that he literally forgot to talk into the microphone. Not kidding. Every time he announced a new name, you couldn't hear a word of what he was saying. It was wonderful. I also thought it was a brilliant idea to keep the big bracket just off camera so you could barely see the upper right-hand corner of the big board. I don't know what's worse, the camera angle that cut off most of Jackson's face or the fact that I was one of the 672 lames who actually watched that whole video on YouTube. Still a great night. It's from the JV golf coach. Plowhawk, do you have the audio? Yep. All right, here it is, Iggy.
I'll tell you what, I don't think you can win the Fan Page Club Championship on 10, but you can definitely lose it.
Love that. Love that. Let's go on to our next matchup here.
Wow.
Look at me.
She did dance well for her age, sporting her new bush.
Was that
I didn't
on
mean
the-
to step on it.
Did you guys have that on there?
No, that was a
Biff came in with a take.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, I didn't mean to
Don't
step.
add that on you.
I added that at the end. It would not,
There was
he
no
did
one
not.
manning the board, so it had to have been.
I like how we all joked about. Go, wow, what a take! Wow.
Oh, that's fine work by the great Deep
Tiger
Dillon.
left it on the lip for birdie. Sorry.
On number 2. All right. Well, right now he's in a good spot, but we are seeing some big numbers. Emiliano Grillo has joined Brian Harmon as high human, along with Fred Couples and Adrian Moronk are all at 9 over par. But there's my guy, Peter Malnati, and his bucket hat and yellow ball grinding to try to make the cut for me and turn me into a multi-millionaire on Sunday at
We'll see
about
how
6 o'clock. He's at 8.
Working his
2
way down.
under, though.
Yeah, working
2
his way.
under in these conditions is a miracle. Everybody who is projected to miss the cut is either over par in their current round. They're just all over par, except Adam Scott, and Malnati. Everybody else is out there putting up plus scores, and plenty of the guys who are making the cut as well. These conditions are chaotic.
Well, Scott's on my secondary team, and he's not the only guy I had that was over par. And he was 4, so he's going to need a couple birdies.
There you go. Let's see what we got here. Another Friday shout out. Props to Plowsy on the robustness of the skeleton. There you go, a skeleton compliment.
Nice.
Last night, duplicate segments of Charlie talking his gender.
I actually saw that because he sent a text about 50 times. Let me reiterate. I'm looking at this, and I'm actually going to send a screenshot on the fan page of him completely lying. It did not. It played once. And I found out exactly where he is on it, and it played once.
Is that right?
Yes. So fun times here in this
So
email.
this is libel?
Yeah, it is. But I like the emailer. So you can continue.
All right. Duplicate segments of Charlie talking his gender reveal played back to back.
Did not.
But then I heard a segment from the Vault where a fan page Neil Diamond cover band got together to play a concert and paid to have a commercial for it on the air.
They did, and I went.
Yeah,
They paid me to go.
Yeah, they did pay a lot.
Tim read the live read for the first time on the air and said, "Come on out to the old rock house to see our band, and special guest Iggy Strode will be there trying to hook up with married listeners' wives." Tim about spit his drink on Doug, couldn't believe it was a live read. Thanks, that's from Tilly Grundlehort. Gus slept at Roy's house because I had the front farts last night. Was it me? Well, it was my number, but I don't know if it was me. And finally, I love when Ken just inserts random golf play-by-play into a completely unrelated discussion, like when he falsely reported Sam Burns was 200 through 2 holes, then backtracked and said he had a 2-foot birdie putt on a hole. Burns subsequently bogeyed.
Oh, tough.
He did have a 2-foot putt, and he missed it, and then missed the comebacker.
What, did he hammer
God,
it?
what a
Yeah.
mess.
Hammer the 2-footer?
He's got to work on his
He had a
distance
2.5
control on the greens.
2.5-footer, and knocked it 5 feet by, and then missed that putt.
Well, today, when asked about how his shoulder was going to affect this upcoming grudge match with Mr. Licks at the Fan Page Club Championship, Iggy replied, "Max Homa just knocked it to 1 inch on 17.
Keeping you updated.
You know, I've been reviewing every return from break since Iggy was threatened to be locked out. The first day or two he got back on time, but the last few weeks his exit velocity is down and his disregard for the rules is up. I don't like his chances against Mr. Licks. Is Slays Grantwood sponsoring his practice round, or is Cletus just going to pick up the tab? Does Cletus claim Iggy is a dependent on his taxes? Let's say you went to Brown and you are a minimum wage earning HD2 radio host collecting Social Security, living in a rent-controlled dorm for the underprivileged, and you set $10 on fire every week on your DraftKings rosters that don't cash because some idiot triple bogey's 18 on Friday to miss the cut. But you're smart, not like everyone says, and you know about taxes because you watch Schitt's Creek, and your old friend Heidi Fleiss let herself go after the government got her. Do you think Shohei Otani will need to pay taxes on the millions of dollars that was allegedly stolen from him? No? Well, you know, who needs to shut up is Pete Rose. It's from Bucks.
Oh, that's strong.
Boy, big day for me.
It's for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. What you got, Jackson?
Tough battle there at the end with Swope and Grundlehort. I got to go Grundlehort. I'm going Grundlehort.
Yeah. I had the Grundle Hearts, but I don't know. I think Swope brought it to
God, I was hoping to not have to vote because it's a coin flip between them. I like the callback to the old Rockhouse live read for the Neil Diamond cover band because I don't remember these things. I can remember who the Cardinals played when O.J. Simpson was in the car chase in '94, but I can't remember a live read from 5 or 6 years ago. Congratulations to Tilly Grundle-Hort, and hope she has the gas under control today so Gus can return. All right, Jackson and I are going to return to Balloon Party down the hallway here in a matter of moments. Switch your YouTube over. You can talk it over in the YouTube chat. It's a very active YouTube chat on Balloon Party. For the Plowhawk, for KG in O-Town, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Jackson Burkett, sitting in for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast.